At Kings Mountain Auto Supply, 904 West Gold Street in Kings Mountain. You'll find a full line of auto parts. They've got it all, and they even carry racing fuel. So before you head out to the track, get your racing fuel from Kings Mountain Auto Supply. Give them a call at 704-739-0391. In addition to great prices, you'll get friendly and knowledgeable service as well. Kings Mountain Auto Supply, 904 West Gold Street in Kings Mountain. Open Monday through Friday from 8 till 6, Saturdays 8 till noon. Like them on Facebook, too.
Right here in Raleigh, we're fast.
only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do. When you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat. Showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me. Cause that's who I am.
And good morning to another Saturday morning sports talk with Hunter Yancey, Kevin Hastings, Terry Reinhardt, and Tom Sidifani.
And right on that cue, I'm going to remind you that our show is brought to you by Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. Go see them at 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-919-3001. Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. If you want to see their fine products, just drive by my brother's house. He's got him a Jeep Cherokee from Friendship and enjoyed their service and says they're really good people. So go see him over there at Friendship. Thank you for sponsoring Saturday Morning Sports Talk.
Well, good morning and Merry Christmas to everyone. Tom Sidifani, Terry Reinhardt, John Prather, and ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sure of all ages, we haven't seen him in a couple of weeks. The stranger in your corner, if you're watching live on YouTube, folks, and he's number 2 in the scorebook, number 1 in our hearts. Hunter Yancey, welcome back, bro.
Thank you.
Welcome
I think
back.
it's only been
Glad you're back.
It's only been a week.
Glad you're here.
Glad you're here. You could filter out
Well,
Terry a
if
little
you
bit.
miss a week, we technically hadn't seen you in 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Well,
2
yeah,
weeks.
okay.
Yeah.
He don't even have a phone. That's all I got to say about it.
All right. I don't know what Terry's doing, but he's
He's
eating a
talking
biscuit.
about.
Oh,
He's eating a
Tom,
big
be quiet,
smoke
Tom.
coming out of the corner all
I know
morning.
Be
what he's
quiet,
talking
Tom. Be quiet.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's what I say.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm going
Yes,
to end
sir.
2020 with a bang.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
I think everybody needs to end with a
Terry,
bang.
did you like our song for today to introduce us?
I never heard
Was
it.
you were talking the
I
whole
was
time?
I was talking and
we
eating.
played the Wolfpack song for you, and you talked the
That
whole
needs to be. I'm going to tell you
time.
something
no,
about
no,
our papers.
No, not yet.
Well, I'm going to talk about our papers and all this stuff. This stuff happened like on Tuesday. We put it out in Friday's paper. Come on, guys. Get with the program around here.
All right, so that's welcome everybody.
Why do
Terry's
we have
on,
him here again?
Listen, Terry's on fire this morning. He's talking NBA, and there's been all kinds of craziness. But I just want it's Merry Christmas time, and JP, Merry Christmas to you and your family. How's your breakfast? What you eating in there this morning? Provided by Mitchum's Kitchen. That's what Terry. You know,
It's
you
the
ever
day
talk about
after
eating your
Christmas.
biscuit? Your biscuits had 3 bites because you've been talking in the corner the whole
The
time.
day after Christmas, Tom. This is not Christmas.
It is
This is the day after.
Christmas.
So about
That was yesterday.
It was.
so it's time to move on.
You get it, and go.
Actually, Terry, if I may remind you, it is only the third day of Christmas. There's still about, 12 days of Christmas.
There's
Technically, it's only the
there's
third.
9 more, JP. If
There
there's
you go.
been 3.
What?
Sorry, I couldn't think of the number. But
Lordy.
okay.
Oh, goodness.
Wow, there's a lot of fuzzy math
until
going on
January
this morning,
6th,
I tell you what.
technically, Christmas is still on.
All right, so good morning.
Glad everybody's here.
Well, about planning. You say planning, your expectations, getting ready for Christmas with the kids. All that's fun. You guys are worse than the kids. About 10-15 minutes ago, I get a text from JP. I'm going to be late. My car's frozen over. I'm sitting here, and then a ghost walks by me, and Hunter Yancey. I had no idea he was coming in. Nothing.
I'd even ask about all
I
of
know.
them.
I told Terry, I was like, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure
Hunter's
ain't
not
none of them going to
coming.
be here. It's going to be me and you
JP
and
gonna be
Tom, as
late.
far as I know.
Tom, he's always going to be late.
And then with about
No.
3 minutes left to
No.
the show, it all came together. And then Hunter sits down. JP walks in during the introduction like it's his walk-up music, like he's the Undertaker up in here. You're not Ric Flair. I'm just letting you know, JP. But you are dressed nicely.
Look at him dressed backwards.
He is dressed
Heck
nicely.
Yeah, he's in there like, I'm the man right here.
He's got his KTC shirt on,
Looks
so I'm
like
proud
looks
of
like
it.
an assassin in there.
So, Hunter, if I would have known you were going to be here, I have a box of gifts for you guys, and I was decided to wait till next week, and I left them there. So I was going to have something for you. Now, I didn't spend much on you guys,
No, that's
but
fine.
I did find something nice and neat that you guys would all probably like. But I'll have something for you guys Saturday. I still wore my outfit for my
It's okay.
Merry
I
Christmas.
just I wanted to surprise everybody.
Well, thanks.
That's like
You did
what
well.
gifts
Surprise.
happen. That's
You
a
did well.
gift.
The
It's
only thing you
usually a
didn't do was
surprise.
wear a bow.
Yeah.
I know. I did
You're
not
right,
wear a
Hunter.
bow.
You just
Hunter.
didn't wear a bow.
I just meant to tell you, your phone don't work. Okay, go ahead.
Terry, I've been sick all week. I've been laid up in the bed.
He's tired of sitting there, probably.
Hunter,
Yes.
Hunter, your phone still don't work.
How many games of Minecraft have you played? Is that your no? What's your game? What's your game?
I played too much Call of Duty.
Too much
But
Call of Duty.
I did work on a little bit of physics homework, so I probably should have just blown my brains out right then and there. but-
Shooting enemies of the state on the video game.
Yep.
Well, welcome back. Good to
Watched a good amount of sports too.
I'm
That's been the
excited.
best part.
I know. I'm excited to hear your takes on all this stuff because it's been, you missed it. We missed a few broadcasts on Shock Joxx, and then it just hadn't had you for some of this stuff. We've had so much to talk about. We're going to get down to it just a little bit, folks. NBA just started. College football playoffs. You guys get Cincinnati, the Bulldogs, and your Tar Heels get
A&M.
Now, and then we're going to talk about why Coastal should be in one of those games, and one of your teams probably shouldn't. In just a little bit, we're going to talk NCAA basketball today. We've got NFL playoffs coming up, winding down, all kinds of things going on there. Philip wanted us to talk about Major League Free Agency. I was like, Bub, you might be a couple weeks for that.
Yeah.
or
There's
whatever.
a lot
for
going
baseball.
on right now.
For baseball, right? Duke's women basketball quits the season.
Yes.
That came across the boards last night.
Yeah, Ohio State ranked 11th. Yeah.
Yep, they were in the
Why do you pay this guy?
one coach's poll.
Just let him
Quit
just
paying
keep
him.
poking him.
If you quit paying him, he won't come.
He won't show up anymore.
Just keep poking him a little bit more.
Now, Tom, I don't know if you noticed, but Terry has himself a beautiful new background now.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. I like it.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that? That's nice. I like that.
Well, Santa delivers sometimes
Oh,
when you
right.
write, when you're good and you make the right wishes.
Can everybody see this? Yeah.
Terry's
Ever
got him
since
a new
rebuilding
background.
since 1964.
Yeah, rebuilding.
Yeah.
There you go, Tom.
Well, might get a chance to shut you up here.
They should have put that behind you.
Well, folks, if you're listening on the radio today or on the stream, you can click over on YouTube and watch us live every Saturday morning, and also Mondays and Wednesdays with Hunter and myself, and sometimes special guests. And JP, he's only here on Saturdays, so he gets here just in time to hit the buttons. Apparently, sometimes. But good morning, everybody. Breakfast. What'd you guys have, Terry? You're working on yours.
I had a grilled chicken and egg and cheese biscuit.
Grilled chicken, egg and
Heck
cheese
yeah,
biscuit
it's
from
good,
Mitchum's
too.
Kitchen. Tom,
I had a bacon, egg, and cheese on toast.
JP, what you eating on in there?
Nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I don't have anything right now.
Well, that's when you come in late, JP.
We got a bag of goodies in here. You got to do your job first before we feed
I
you.
can wait.
That's right.
I can wait. All right. Well, I'm glad you got your car heated up. And good morning, everybody. We're going to get a little organized here, and we're going to come back. We got all kinds of things to talk about. Hunter, it's we got to fire this Denver coach. Or I just can't watch basketball.
God.
And we'll talk Hornets and Melo's stellar debut. Rookie of the a lot of people picking him for rookie of the year, Terry.
Who?
You turn on any show on the TV, Hunter, right? And he's being picked for rookie of the year. He's going to be rookie of the year.
Who?
They are eating
LaMelo Ball.
Oh, yeah, my Lord, y'all. You can't even, never mind. We'll get into that later. That's a joke.
All right, JP, let's take a break. We'll be back in a minute, and we're going to talk sports on the rest of the morning, obviously, on KDCBroadcasting.com.
He only
You
played.
know, we always tell our kids that there's no such thing as a money tree. But did you know at Friendship Nissan in Forest City, we kind of do have a money tree? Our money tree gives a $500 better price on any new Nissan, and that's a $500 guarantee that we put in writing. We have no haggle clear choice pricing, the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and we have the only lifetime warranty with no time or mileage limits. So you see, at Friendship Nissan, we kind of do have a money tree, and we're located in Forest City.
Santa shops at Kurt's Premium Outlet at Eastridge Mall, and so should you. You'll find a bundle of savings, including plain colored book bags for $7, wooden coat racks, $21, smart robots are $25. Kurt's Premium Outlet at Eastridge Mall has Barbie dolls starting at just $8, and engineer blocks, 46-piece sets for $19.99, and a new shipment of Nike men's slides and boys tennis shoes at only $15. Do like Santa, shop and save at Kurt's Premium Outlet, North New Hope Road at Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook too. Plan now to enjoy the traditional New Year's meal at Love's Fish Box in Kings Mountain. Select from pork chops, chicken tenders, chicken breast, black-eyed peas, greens, squash, okra, potato salad, and coleslaw. Plus, all plates are served with hush puppies and hog jowls. But plan to come early because of COVID-19 restrictions. Seating will be limited. That's all day, New Year's Day, 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. at Love's Fish Box, Shelby Road, Highway 74 Business West in Kings Mountain. Light it up with a new Nebo light from Hometown Hardware in Kings Mountain. Come in and check out the Nebo Slide King Emergency Kit Set. Regular $149 but now $99.99. And see the Lux Stream flashlight featured a half-mile beam. Hometown Hardware has case knives. See how you can get a free case knife t-shirt or cap with your purchase. And see the great selection of Low Country hats and the Daisy Red Ryder BB guns. That's Hometown Hardware, 110 South Railroad Avenue in Kings Mountain, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com. Come register to win the world's largest Christmas stocking. 2 will be given away, one from Medical Center Pharmacy in Cherryville and another from the Falston Pharmacy in Falston. Come in and register today, and it's time to get your flu shots. And at both locations, you can use their convenient drive-through window, or you can come inside. But whatever you do, register to win the world's largest Christmas stocking from Medical Center Pharmacy, 607 East Academy Street in Cherryville, and the Falston Pharmacy, Highway 18 North in Falston.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Morning.
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 I'm having a good time here. Terry's getting his fill of Mitchum's Kitchen here on his biscuit. Hunter's done with his. I guess I'm gonna get to mine in just a minute. And but I want to get to. I kind of went through these the other day with Tom and Philip. We're going to go into the ridiculousness of the college football bowls and the bowl schedule and who made what. And one thing that people have a lot of problems with is why can't, Coastal get in a New Year's Day 6 or a big game? And Hunter, we talked about a lot of it has to do with these bowls are set conference affiliation before anything even happens.
Yeah.
So with some conferences not even making bowls or playing in bowls, now you got everyone in the SEC is in the bowl.
Oh, I've seen a one-win SEC team in a bowl. South Carolina is in a bowl, and I said that's a joke. That's a joke.
But they bailed out.
They bailed out.
Oh, good.
They're all in it. So, but
because
here's
the biggest problem I had with the bowls when they first started to come out, I know they've fixed it since, is I was seeing 1-win South Carolina and a 3-win SEC school win. And don't get me wrong, I like SEC football just as much as anybody. But they were leaving out a 9-win Army program. They did not have a bowl at the time when the bowls were first being announced.
They took South Carolina's price, yeah.
And they should. Absolutely. They should. That was just one of the big problems I had. And like a lot of people in the media, I like watching SEC football. I do think it is the best football to watch. But at the same time, I'm not letting 3- and 4-win programs get into bowl games over people that, what was it? It used to be if you didn't get at least six. There was no way you were going to even be
You sort of got
thought of.
No, this was the only year they were doing this, y'all.
Yeah, they're
that
only
teams with losing records that would automatically have a chance to make a bowl game on account of the pandemic. They have been years before that they tried doing stuff like that, but most of the win is 6. You got to have 6 wins.
Yeah, you got to get at least
This
6.
was the only year that them teams below had an opportunity.
Six wins against Division I opponents.
But now I have a hard time when you sit here and you take teams from a SEC that have less than that wins and put them in bowls and leave some of these other teams out.
Right. Well, yeah. Like when Army was on the outside looking in. So, but I enjoy watching some of the bowl games. It gives you something to watch still as football season is over.
Give you something to gamble on.
Yeah. There you go.
That's probably the main
Give something to gamble on.
main thing it is. It allows the boosters to gamble. And and I sit here and I was thinking the other night, even thinking about Jerry Jones and Terry, Pete Rose, let's say he didn't gamble on his team winning, right? And he gambled on his team losing or whatever it was. He always bet on his team to win. But if you're Jerry Jones, you win 3 Super Bowls in the 90s and you got that brand of the Cowboys, you could almost make the case that he could probably make more money gambling behind the scenes on his team losing for 30 years. Because everybody, our Cowboys are good, Hunter. We're great. We're going to win. Here's $10 million on the skins this Sunday. But, there's a lot of the stuff that goes back behind scenes. And I say the NCAA does it out in front because of the way they do their contract with their coaches. Like, for example, Coach K and Roy, if you make the Sweet 16 or Final Four or any of them, you get a bump in pay. So if you really think about it and break it down, well, now Coach K is planning to get in the Sweet 16, and if he wins this game, he gets $1 million bonus. Well, basically, he's gambling for a big pile of cash. He's betting on his team to win that $1 million. And the only person in the gym that gets that $1 million is him. And in the NCAA, Tom, that with these games and stuff, there's a reason they're fighting to push these 2-8 South Carolinas against somebody, and it is the bowl affiliations. And a lot of people want Cincinnati gets to play. Mm-hmm. They got the invite, but Coastal didn't. And not only did Coastal not get,
I didn't like that.
They get to match up against a team that's not even in a Power 5 conference, which a lot of people want to
blow them out.
Here's what I wanted to ask you, and we're going to break down all the balls. Mm-hmm. In reality, does Coastal deserve the Tar Heels spot in the bowl?
Yes. If you just go straight off of how your season went and it has no affiliation with conferences,
right? Yeah. That's what I was asking.
Absolutely.
Coastal didn't lose. They didn't lose a game.
They didn't lose a game, and it's what I've been arguing for. Why?
But they're going to play who?
Liberty, who's already on their schedule,
and then Liberty canceled.
They had to cancel it.
So this is their conference championship.
Basically, they get to play.
Liberty's only lost one game,
though, aren't they?
Yes.
Okay, that's
Liberty lost to who?
Virginia Tech. Oh, no,
NC State.
There you go.
Yep.
So basically, they're ranking.
There we go.
Coastal Carolina's getting a worse bowl than the Wolfpack are.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Well, you wonder where I'm going?
Yeah,
where you go where? Because Liberty will beat Coastal Carolina.
Ain't no way, Terry.
They beat Virginia Tech.
Kentucky. Y'all get Kentucky in the Gator Bowl. Should that spot not be Coastal Carolina against NC State? Would that not be a good matchup?
Over Kentucky. Kentucky is what, 3-4 win season?
Yeah.
In Jacksonville State versus Coastal in Jacksonville.
They don't want to. The SEC schools don't want to play Coastal.
They don't want to let them,
because if they get beat, it hurts their recruiting.
Right.
Same thing with Harbaugh at the end of the season.
Right.
Oh, I'm not playing anymore because if Ohio State scores 60 on him, it hurts his recruiting.
Coach K.
Right.
In basketball, doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You get beat by out of conference, and that's why they don't want to play them. Even in the bowls, they refuse to play. So Alabama and these guys will play Western Carolina in week 1. Oh yeah, we'll go play. We'll come over. We'll give you $1 million. You gonna play us in the bowl?
No.
No.
Some of our guys might opt out. And
who did UCF beat? Was that Georgia? In the bowl to win their national championship. Was it y'all? Or who did they beat?
I don't know if they played Georgia in that bowl game. I can't remember. But I'm serious. If I was Cincinnati or Coastal Carolina, if I win the bowl game, go undefeated on the season like I was asked to do, I'm hanging a national championship banner like what Central Florida did. Because who's to tell them that they can't?
Nobody.
Nobody. They can if they want. And that's what I was pushing for so many weeks, why at least Cincinnati. Coastal is a different story. I'll throw them in the lump just because they went undefeated as well. But I was pushing for You ask these teams to go undefeated every year, and you'll have an opportunity. And that was just not the case anymore.
Even matching Cincinnati up against Coastal, and then let one of them claim.
Yeah, I don't care. The college football playoff is seriously the Big Ten, ACC, SEC Invitational, and whoever gets into that fourth spot.
Well, now, when I sit back and I think about it, when you think of Coastal Carolina, I try to give them a lot of credit because I try to think of how many in the top 25 they beat. Didn't they beat more than Cincinnati?
I'm not 100% sure about either one of them schedule. I don't know about Hunter or Tom, but
I know Coastal beat 3 that were ranked.
You can question the ranking system.
Well, yeah, you can question that at any time. But how many teams in the top 25 did Cincinnati beat? I
don't think they beat a single one, did they?
I mean, I'm pulling up the schedule now for you here, Mr. Reinhardt.
Well, I mean, that's how I look at it. And when I look at Coastal and I said, everybody want to put Cincinnati in front of Coastal? How can you? How can you tell me they're better than Coastal?
Cincinnati beat Army, then 16 SMU, and Tulsa by 3.
That was a good game, too. That was a good game against Tulsa.
So they beat 2 teams.
They beat Army and Tulsa, and they're ranked 8th.
No, SMU was ranked at the time.
At the time, but
that's what I'm saying.
At the time,
they played them.
So they both played 3
They both
teams.
played 3 ranked opponents.
But see, that's an argument though. Playing should you take it at the time ranked, or if they're ranked? If at the time I'm ranked number 1, but I go lose every game after that, and I go 1-10. What does it matter? You still say I beat the number 1 team in the nation, or
do you not
beat
think Florida State jumped up and said we just got through beating the number 5 team in the country?
Who?
When they beat Carolina.
Now, well, they beat the 13th team in the country.
Well,
now.
I'm just saying, at that time, they were number 5.
But that's a ridiculous. All that is an opinion, and the opinion was obviously wrong, though.
Yes. You're right.
So to say that their SMU is 16, where did SMU finish?
Probably not ranked.
I don't think they did finish ranked.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hunter.
Well, it's the college football playoff to me has become a name game. It's between the 3 names, Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State, which I get it. That's fine. And then the 4th spot is just got to be another name. It's either going to be Notre Dame or even Oklahoma sitting right there with 2 losses was just about to get in. I know they won the Big 12, but come on now.
I think Iowa State would have had an argument if they really made a statement against Oklahoma.
Now, if they would have won, you could have made an argument for me for Iowa State because they had some quality wins. It's just if it's gonna just be Power 5 teams, then the group of 5 need to break off and say we're just gonna have our own playoff.
Depends on who your Power 5 teams are. It had North Carolina State or North Carolina started 0-2 or 1-2 on the year, and we had won the rest of our games, we had not been where Oklahoma's at right now.
I mean, you're right, but that's what I mean though when I said it's really a name game because Oklahoma. If I'm not mistaken, there was a statistic that said how long this has been started since 2014. So within the last 6 years, and 4 or 5 of them, there have been the same 3 teams: Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State. Even Oklahoma can be put in there because they went from Baker to Kyler to Jalen. They were always in the mix. So it's just it's the name game at this point.
And I think that you're going to see some more people start advocating for a larger playoff. Urban Meyer's out there now advocating for a larger playoff.
And I see no problem with it because so what if you get the same 4 teams that we all thought were going to be there in the Final Four?
Get us 4 others.
You're going to at least have an opportunity for other because who are you to say that? So you've looked at the index and probably have seen how much of a favor Alabama is over Notre Dame, right?
21.
21.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you couldn't have put Cincinnati in that 4 spot and
you can't
I'm not and you can't do no worse. You can't do you probably can't do no worse. So if you're going to get blown out anyways at the 4 spot, then I'll be frank, who the hell cares who you put at the 4? They're just going to get blown out.
Other than Clemson, I think Alabama's probably a 20-point favorite against anybody in the country right now.
Probably. So, and that's what my argument has been is if they're going to get blown out at the 4 spot, so what? Then put Cincinnati in. Because what if Cincinnati, is it still technically a blowout if Cincinnati gets beat by 21 but Alabama was favored by 28? Cincinnati covered the spread. They did exactly what you thought was going to happen. They were going to go in there and get beat by double digits.
Does it not matter that you come down to a game this will be the first time that those two teams have played, and the first time that the Fighting Irish played Clemson, they beat them.
Yeah,
I mean, Fighting Irish.
They beat a depleted.
The Fighting Irish are 5-2 against Alabama.
Yeah,
They've only lost twice to them out of 7 tries.
You got to throw that out, though.
Well, I know you don't, but I'm just saying though, this will be the first time they play each other.
All I know is Alabama had 3 guys in the top 10 of the Heisman voting. I just know that they could just blow away anybody.
And do you know who wasn't in the top 10 voting either?
Who?
Javonte Williams, a running back out of North Carolina, that actually had better numbers on the season than the running back out of Alabama.
He also lost to Florida State.
Yeah, but he's probably.
I know that.
He's probably.
But what is it again? It's a name game. He plays at North Carolina, who as of yesterday, yesteryear,
Kyle Trask. If I looked, Kyle Trask had better numbers than Trevor Lawrence, right?
Kyle Trask had better numbers than Trevor Lawrence and Mac Jones. If you're looking at just touchdown to interception,
they're going to look at who you play with and who you lost to.
But what is it right now? The Heisman traditionally, at least the past, 6 to 7 has been a quarterback's trophy. Really, that's who's been winning it. So I would lean towards a quarterback possibly win it, but I don't think it would be Kyle Trask. I think I would be honest, it's either going to be Mac Jones or Trevor Lawrence, but it's more on the fact that they did this at Alabama and Clemson and not Kyle Trask doing this at Florida. Because I could sit here and ask you, who's got the better talent around them, supporting cast, and it's always going to be Trevor Lawrence.
Can you give
Mac
it
Jones.
to Trevor Lawrence?
I can't.
He missed a couple games.
I can't. He did. Yeah, he didn't play the full season.
What if you're gonna Terry, you're drafted. You got the number 1 pick. Who you taking, Trask, Jones, or Lawrence?
I'm taking Lawrence.
Okay, well then you just answered your own question, didn't you?
Who's the most talented player? What about the guys who played every game?
Yeah,
Can we take out the worst 2 games they had?
He had, and I speak this. I'm a Clemson hater as big as anybody, but Lawrence is the best player in the country. I mean, if you ask me, he's the best player in the country. Everybody knows he's the number 1 pick. So I mean, you have to give him. I would say if you're going to give it to the best player, you're going to give it to him. But at the same time, what irritates me is Dabo out there crying to the voters to vote Lawrence the Heisman Trophy. That's what I don't like. I think, let the young man's performance speak. And I know that he missed a couple games. It was the coronavirus. I mean, what's he supposed to do?
Yeah. Oh, I agree.
I mean, it's not like he said, "Coach, I'm taking a couple weeks off to go to Myrtle Beach." It was the coronavirus.
He should have. He should have. That's exactly what he should have.
That might have been where he got it.
Yeah,
from.
that's probably where he got it. Yeah, he might have went down.
Look, I'm looking at Notre Dame's bowl history, and not too shining here. I'm trying to figure at College Football Home tweeted Notre Dame's 0-6 in BCS / New Year's 6 bowl games. Notre Dame hasn't won a major bowl since the '93 Cotton Bowl. I don't know. That's not entirely right. I'm sitting there looking at. They won the '94 Cotton Bowl. I guess the '93.
It's been a while. I know State beat them.
Right. So
in a bowl game.
So here's their bowls. They won the Camping World Bowl against Iowa State last year.
That's a major bowl.
Right. Lost to Clemson in the Cotton Bowl. Beaten LSU in the Citrus Bowl in 2018. I guess that was to advance to play Clemson, and then got beat by Clemson 30-3 in the championship. They beat LSU in the Music City Bowl in 2014. They won the Pinstripe Bowl again over Rutgers in 2013.
What a prestigious game.
They won the Sun Bowl in 10, the Hawaii Bowl in 8, beating Hawaii.
Wow.
They lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 straight bowl games from 95 to 07. Okay? And then the Cotton Bowl, they had won 3 straight Cotton Bowls, or no, 2 straight Cotton Bowls and a Sugar Bowl. Beat Texas A&M twice in the Cotton Bowl, and then they won the Sugar Bowl against Florida.
And Brian
92.
Kelly is a good coach. He's got Notre Dame now going on, I think, for their 5th straight year with 10-plus wins, which has never been done in program history, which is really good on him. But X's and O's is just as good as the Jims and Joes that you have on the field. And let me tell you something, Alabama just has more.
Oh, they have better than anybody in the country.
It's not, and I as much as I hate Alabama and Clemson, I would love to just watch the whole thing burn down and just see new teams every year, because then it makes it interesting to watch. I agree with what Terry said. I hate to say it, it's going to be Alabama, Clemson probably in this championship. I know Ohio State's good, but y'all got a lot of injuries. And you got a lot of guys that are probably going to opt out.
No, the guys aren't going to opt out.
Well, you have a lot of injuries to your wide receiver core, and you have some problems in the defensive backfield.
Well,
Yeah, I don't think none of your guys are going to opt out. I don't
no,
think
they're
so.
not going to
Well,
opt out.
if you made it, that's the difference, though, right now we're seeing. If you don't make the college football playoffs, you're just going to opt out. I mean, for God's sakes, Pitts is opting
I mean, Fields
out of
has
the Florida
already
game.
played Clemson one time, and he ended up throwing an interception at the end of the game that cost him.
Yeah, Olave, I think, had.
I'm just getting
Olave
to
had the virus. So
I'm
I
just
think
getting to the
he'll be
point where
back.
it's like it's going to be for the 6th to 7th straight year of Clemson versus Alabama, and it's just to me.
They ain't got there yet.
At the beginning of the season,
They
it's
haven't
like,
got
I
there
know
yet.
they haven't got there yet, Tom. But even if I just do it how I like to do things, go quarterback against quarterback, I'm picking Trevor Lawrence over Justin
Tom,
Fields, even though I
Y'all
like
got
Justin.
to bring A1 game, and somebody from Clemson has to get hurt
I don't know about that.
before y'all beat Clemson.
I don't know if somebody's going to get hurt. We're going to have to play a good game. I agree there.
Now I'll be just as happy if y'all beat Clemson. I'm just saying, you could have sat me down before the season even started, and I said I'll tell you exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be Alabama Clemson at the end of the season. I'm not watching.
Isn't Ohio State, if anybody is prepared to play against Clemson's offense, isn't it Ohio State's athletes and DBs
well,
and defensive backs?
they have good athletes, but they haven't played well. I mean, if you've watched some games, they've been making some mistakes, blown coverages, and guys.
What's the
not
most
being in
dangerous
the right
thing
spot.
Clemson does?
Throw the ball. I know they're great with Travis Etienne,
they've got
but
Etienne, and Lawrence can run the read option too. So I mean, it's just don't forget about him. That's what people forget about Lawrence.
If you look at it and you say, what's the best thing that Clemson really does, you could sit there and make an argument all of it. They got athletes at the outside, and Trevor Lawrence is the best
Their
thrower of the
defense is pretty
football.
good, too.
And the defense under Venables, however you say his last name, will always
Ohio
be good.
State's defense was better 2 years ago when they had Chase Young and all them guys playing than they are this year.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they're definitely the defensive line is good, but they don't have that Chase Young, that Bosa.
You don't have
those kids.
Okuda in the backfield.
Yeah,
It's
Okuda's gone. I mean, there's a lot that they're missing as far as experience, but they brought in talent. I've watched some of the earlier games. They've been making some mistakes in the secondary.
Do you know what I think is going to be your downfall, Tom?
What's that?
The fact you played 6 games.
I tried to tell these people that on Wednesday that less games. I know that Jimbo and Dabo are out there crying because Ohio State only played 6. You asked Ohio State, they wanted to play. They needed that.
I know they wanted to play, and I know they wanted to at least, and that's what I mean by that.
They needed those to get it straightened out.
Exactly. That's what I think is going to be the downfall, is that you only did play 6.
Yeah, and it wasn't only their fault. Their whole conference decided we're not going to play until they finally realized we're not going to be in a national championship hunt. So we better get in this thing.
Let's play.
And then we're going to go to our own committee on a Wednesday or Tuesday, whatever day that was, and change our quota so Ohio State can get in, because Ohio State is the only true team in the Big Ten who can compete.
Well, it's not the university's fault, because they were campaigning to get in before the Big Ten let them in, and even Michigan was. You know, and
Nebraska was the one that really started it. So it's.
I mean, in my personal opinion, of someone who doesn't care that much about it, if only thing about these things are, for the most part, rankings is opinions, right? So, in my opinion, I don't care how many games you play. If you played 6 games, you won 6-0. If you can play, because all we're doing really in the end is, can this team beat this team? Can this team play with this team? Because they're not doing it by reward, who's been rewarded, because Notre Dame's already been beat by Clemson. You're gone. You've already been beat by these teams.
Well,
if all we're doing is an opinion anyway, what does it matter if I see Ohio State play the Citadel this week? Well, let's get them 2 more games. Okay, we'll schedule the Citadel in Western Carolina. Will that make Dabo happy if it's just 2 more? Because that's what he did.
There's something else below the surface with Dabo and Ohio
He's scared
State.
to play him or something. There's something. It's weird.
There's something.
He's scared to death to play him.
I don't think.
I don't think he's scared to play. I think there's something underlying. I think it's something below the surface that we all don't know. Maybe it came down to a recruit or a feud between coaches, or something's there that I'm not sure. I don't really think he's scared to play him, because he's beat him twice already.
Well, I'm going to put it to you as plain as it can be. If Indiana had beaten y'all, and it was Indiana playing Northwestern, the Big Ten would have never had a committee come together and let one of them teams in if they had only played
they weren't
6
undefeated.
games. Well, I'm just saying, though, Indiana could have been.
Terry, follow the money.
Well, I'm just saying.
Terry-
Oh yeah,
Terry
they
followed
would.
them
That's
up.
exactly. I'm
Terry
with
followed
you.
them.
They would have never took it. Texas A&M would have took that number 4 spot, and no, the
But
Fighting
why would
Irish would have
Texas
moved
A&M
up.
deserve to be in?
Well, that's because they only lost to
when they
Alabama.
got beat by 30.
They'd have
by
never
Alabama.
took Indiana
Let's
or
put Texas
Northwestern.
A&M at 4 to play a team that's already beat them by 30. That
doesn't
don't
make
make
any
any
sense.
sense at all.
No,
make
you
any
wouldn't have done that. Well, yeah,
So the
you
A&M
would have.
people
You'd
don't
have
have-
No, the
They'd
best.
have had
people
them
don't
in
have
there.
any
Everything's pointing back. If you wouldn't have taken Notre Dame because they played Clemson already, and you wouldn't have taken A&M because they played Alabama already, the best point would have been to put Cincinnati right there because they hadn't played any of them and they've gone undefeated
Or Oklahoma.
at 4.
Oklahoma's been playing better football.
Piss on Oklahoma.
Well, that's what I say.
Just
on
because you
Oklahoma.
don't like them, Hunter,
I don't
doesn't
care
mean they
about
don't
them
need to
No,
be.
I've
Just
seen.
because you
I
don't
saw you
like
got.
them,
I saw you
you
got
just
beat
don't
twice.
like them.
I saw you got beat
You
twice
just
on the
don't
season.
like them.
No,
They
you
were playing good
don't.
football at the end of the year. They won their
Elitism.
conference. They
Elitism.
won. Did they win? Did they win their conference? Yes or no?
Tom, did Cincinnati win
You
their
didn't
conference?
answer the question. Answer the question.
You
Did they
answer
win?
my question.
What? What's
How
your
come
question?
Listen,
Oklahoma
yes, I
just
said,
What's your
okay,
question?
I'll answer
Cincinnati?
yours. Oklahoma won their conference. Yes. Did
Correct.
Cincinnati win theirs?
Yeah, but it's not as tough
How come Oklahoma jumped
not as
over
tough.
Cincinnati?
Is it not?
How come?
because their conference isn't as tough.
Is it not though?
That's
not.
your reason.
Correct.
Have you seen
want-
Big 12
you-
play defense?
But it's tougher than what was it? Cincinnati plays in Conference USA.
They
Yeah,
play in America.
but they were
American
unbeaten
Conference.
and they
They-
kept falling.
I mean, no, I'm
Cincinnati was
sorry.
number 6.
Sorry.
Yes.
They don't. and
Number
and-
6.
No, but see,
Elitism.
but- no, it's not elitism because I like Fickle. He's Ohio State. I'd like to see
Listen,
Cincinnati.
then you
get
would
in there.
then you would not then
But-
you would say a what are they 9-10-0 Cincinnati team would be in over
They-
a 8-2 Oklahoma.
They won the tougher conference. They're the conference champion of a tougher conference.
How many? I have to look it up, but I don't think the Big 12 really has that
I
many
didn't say
quality
I
teams.
didn't say tough conference. I said tougher. This is relative. Okay, it's relative. All right, that they want a more
There's no
difficult.
way.
They want a more difficult.
There's no way
they have better
Cincinnati
players.
should have failed from 6th to 9th and then expected all of a
Tom,
sudden
I want you-
Oklahoma,
This
who
is
was
what-
nothing,
this is
jumps
what-
clean over.
This is why, if you at least went to 6, you could have all the Power 5 plus the top.
well, you could
ranked
give one
group
and
of
you
5.
could give 1 and 2 a bye and just have 4
That's what
through,
I said.
You could have 3
And
through
give-
6 play.
and
Where
quit-
was
and go-
Florida's final standing?
What was what?
What's
Florida,
Florida?
I think Florida only lost 2 games.
I know, but
no,
where'd they
three,
fall
three.
to?
They lost
They
three.
lost. So
No,
what,
they
they played
probably
11,
wasn't too far
8
behind
and 3.
Cincinnati.
Oh, they ranked 7th. They got
Oh,
beat. and they got
okay.
beat only.
There we
They got
go.
beat by an unranked LSU team.
Yeah, unranked.
and dropped 1 spot.
Yeah.
One. Cincinnati kept winning and,
And
dropped
dropped
3
And
three
spots.
kept
spots.
falling.
dropped 3 spots.
It's just one of those things where
we
it's
all
like,
know what it is.
Yeah.
It's
It
the
might-
Power 5 trying to stay together.
They-
don't wanna
I
play it.
know,
They don't wanna
and
let
they
them
don't
in.
want the
And
little
you're
guy
right, Hunter.
in.
They should. The group of 5 should say, you know what, guys, well, this is a charade. This is what y'all been doing. We're gonna have our own little tournament. Y'all don't care anyway, so why do y'all care what we do?
Yeah.
So they already play their own bowls anyway. Liberty's having to play Coastal. If Cincinnati wasn't playing, Cincinnati should be like, you know what? Bye, Georgia. We're going to go play Liberty. We're going to play our own tournament right now.
If
And will
Cincinnati
they not make
beats
millions
Georgia,
of dollars selling
if Cincinnati
that money?
beats Georgia, because I think they can, depending on how many players opt out for Georgia. That's just how it is. And Georgia, a few years ago, missed out on a national championship, played Texas, and laid down and let Texas run all over them. So I've seen it before. If Cincinnati beats Georgia, I'm not putting an asterisk next to it. I will say Cincinnati's your national champion.
Well, I want to say other teams too, and I'm going to mention it
Until
when we're talking about.
Cincinnati is your national
And I'm going to
champion.
bring Appalachian in on this. Appalachian dog handled the team they was playing.
Yeah.
North Texas State.
That
They
was-
should
that was
never
never played
ever.
in that
Well,
bowl.
they should have never been playing in that. They should have somebody a whole lot tougher. If this committee, and I know they already predetermined, but you can't have an Appalachian team who has been ranked quite a bit here lately. And all of a sudden, they're playing a North Texas team with what, maybe a 500 record.
I'm pretty sure they
Best
had played
playing.
already on the season or something, and Appalachian had just waxed them.
Yeah, again. I mean,
Again.
destroyed them.
Again.
North
You know.
Texas finished the season at 4-6.
Oh,
Look at that.
okay, there
They
you
play-
go.
Okay,
4
so
and 6.
4 and 6, and
Okay.
Appalachian only lost like what 2 games on the season, 3.
Makes no
3
sense to
total.
me.
So I don't.
And they were all the ranked teams at the
Yeah.
time. But anyway, because that's what y'all like to say at the time. So they lost. Marshall's out now. They lost to them.
No,
earlier.
see, every time you look back and say, well, they had lost to somebody at this time, I'll always give them credit. I'll say, well, they probably should have lost that game, or it was probably going to be close. I don't care what it is at the end. At the time, okay, I get it.
So if they played like Cincinnati, BYU, Coastal, Liberty 14 championship right now, would you not? Would you watch that?
I'd watch it.
And then they could just
Yes,
claim it.
absolutely.
Just
I'd watch
claim their own champion. We're the Group of 5 champion. Who cares? Make a trophy. They already got their trophy. They've got a trophy that they won't let you play for, and then you won't. And you got, at some point you just got to step up and say, "Well, we're just gonna make our own trophy, and whatever, guys." Because
I'm
you're
like
not letting us play.
Hunter was talking about before. If Cincinnati wins, they're unbeaten. Nobody in this world can tell me Alabama would beat us.
Yeah.
Well, that was
You can have all the
you're right.
thinking. Yeah.
Right. That's what
All you
UCF
want
did.
to say, you cannot tell me
And
that
you
would
know
happen.
why? Cincinnati can argue and say that is because Central Florida called them out for years and said, Alabama, just play us. Just play us. If you don't want me to question you, Alabama, Ohio State, Clemson, all these guys, if you're undefeated at the time, and play them.
Don't go play Western Carolina. Come play
call
us.
Cincinnati instead.
Yes.
That's how I felt all the time because all I ever hear is they can't beat them. They can't beat them. I said, well, they'll never get an opportunity to because they'll never play them.
Well, Ohio State's played Cincinnati. Played them
Well,
last year.
they would play them. I would expect Ohio State to play Cincinnati because they're right down the road from each other. Like, I would expect that. But Alabama, Georgia, you have to play them now because we're in a bowl game with them.
Well,
you know
what any SEC team's going to
Clemson.
say.
Yeah, what's Clemson going to go? We're going to go play the Citadel.
exactly.
Any,
We're right down the road from them.
What's any SEC coach going to tell you when you tell them that? Our schedule's tough enough already.
Well, that's what they're going to say.
That's what they're going to say.
Yeah, they
Our
definitely.
schedule's
But now,
tough enough already.
you cannot tell me that because last year they had so many teams that made bowl games, and all of them were at the 500 mark or better, or right in that little area. So, I mean, every one of them going to get a bowl game.
Yeah.
The team that had the toughest schedule in the SEC is the one that's playing Cincinnati. It was Georgia because for 4 weeks they had a ranked opponent, whether it was Alabama, Texas A&M, Florida. It was just a litany of them. Everybody that's in at least the top 10 right now.
Did
Georgia had to play it.
Did the SEC play any non-league games?
Nope. All
No,
SEC
Yeah,
schedule.
all SEC.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, we're going to keep having this argument until they fix this playoff system.
You're right, Tom. Until you have automatic qualifying for the playoffs, a playoff system with automatic qualifiers, you're going to have ridiculousness like this. Or if the Group of 5 breaks off, then the Power 5 can do whatever they want. You won't have any argument. All right, guys.
I'm fine with that.
It's time for bad picks.
Oh, great.
Hunter, you weren't here last week, so it was just these
How
two.
was it? So I'll just sit back and
You
listen.
just sit back and enjoy it.
All right, Tom, let's see you on here a bunch, okay?
Andre's dog does make an appearance for Tom's picks.
See there?
There you go.
Because he
There you
picked
go.
against the Bucks 2 weeks in a row.
Oh,
How about
Tom.
that?
And Tom's puppy,
Yeah.
Andre's puppy makes an appearance. So, all right, we'll be back. If you're listening on the radio, folks, we've got video on YouTube of us of what we do is every week I'll bring up and do the short picks last week that were wrong. So you can watch the video. So you guys on the radio will get to hear us laughing at it or whatever as well. But that's what's going on. Is this is the audio from last week's bad picks, and then we're going to give you the confidence to listen to those, and then we're going to come back and give you some more great expert picks. Right?
There you
Hunter?
go. Yes,
All right.
I
absolutely.
get this week right.
Here's last week's
Yes.
picks from the Saturday Morning Sports Talk, brought to you by Friendship, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Nissan of Forest City. Last time Kevin Hastings along with Philip Russ today, and Tom Sinofani's in the house. And welcome, Tom.
Well,
Let's see, get some of this-
there will be a soccer season apparently because I'm getting invites to scrimmages. So looks like soccer season they're going to go ahead with, which is good news.
Philip,
for
you
the
got
soccer
one
programs.
L.
Yeah, 1L.
Last time Kevin Hastings along with
that's
Philip
what I was
Russ
getting.
today,
Well, it's just
and
nice to come
Tom
back to it.
Sinofani's in the
Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
Join us every Sunday at 11 a.m. for our Sunday morning worship services. On WCSL 1590 AM and 92.3 FM, it's the Sunday morning service of First Baptist Church in Cherryville. On WLON 1050 AM and 107.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Covenant Bible Church in Lincolnton. And on WOHS 1390 AM and 101.5 FM, it's the Sunday service of the Calvary Baptist Church of Shelby. Join us each and every Sunday morning for our Sunday morning worship services on The Boss and Carolina Country.
Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville wants to remind you that holiday shopping is right around the corner. And now you can get a fixed-rate Visa credit card with 1% cash back and rewards from Carolina Federal Credit Union, with rates as low as 10.90% APR. And you can apply online at carolinafcu.org/Visa or drop by their office at 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Make holiday shopping easy with your new fixed-rate Visa card with 1% cash back from Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Highway 74 at Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. It's time to order your office and party packs from Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Law. Party plates are just $7.99 per person with a 15-person minimum. The standard menu includes barbecue pork, sauce, and beans, plus coleslaw, potato salad, buns, sweet tea, ice, plates, cups, eating and serving utensils. Other items also available. Call for details at 704-824-8838 from the all-new Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, now located at 305 South Main Street in Law. Online at hillbilliesbbqsteaks.com.
And we're back for Bad Picks.
Ole Miss at LSU, Terry.
Well, Ole Miss brings LSU back down to where they need to be, and Ole Miss defeats LSU.
LSU wins 53-48 over Mississippi.
Minnesota's been up and down. Bateman not playing in that game. Of course, he's already opted out, but I think they beat Wisconsin without him. So I think, Terry, you're going to be
you're
on.
Wrong.
Bad
You're wrong.
picks.
You got that Ohio State shirt on. That's why you're wrong.
All right, Tommy.
Wisconsin wins 20-17 over Minnesota.
Bad picks.
They lose. Boise State wins. They've been there, done that, and they'll do it again this year.
All right, Terry goes with the Broncos.
San Jose wins 34-20 over Boise State.
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh, Steelers.
Oh, I thought I just asked Tom.
So I did pick the Bengals.
Bengals win 27-17 over the Steelers.
Bad picks.
49ers. They're fighting for playoffs.
Cowboys win 41-33 over the 49ers.
I need the Patriots to win, so they'll win.
Okay.
Dolphins win 22-12 over the Patriots.
Bad picks.
Terry, Chicago Bears at Minnesota Vikings. Vikings favored by 3.
Minnesota.
You like those accent impersonations, Tom?
That's
Did I
was
get
great.
either one of them?
Oh, geez, yeah.
Was I close?
Oh, geez.
Bears win 33-27 over the Vikings.
Be a little bit lower score, and I'm going with New Orleans and their defense and the home field advantage.
Chiefs win 32-29 over the Saints.
Bad picks.
I think the baby bears chopped down the tree. Let's give this to. Isn't that a Bruin? Isn't that a baby bear?
It's some. I don't know. Is it a baby? I know it's a bear. Is it a baby bear?
I don't know what it is, but they get the win today.
We get ready to go off the air here in a minute. You gonna make a pick?
I did. I picked the Bruins.
Okay. Well,
I picked the
wonder
Bruins.
about Tom sometimes.
Stanford wins 48-47 over UCLA.
Bucks favored by 6.5. They lose. Falcons.
Bucks lose. Tom, Andre got another message for you on next Saturday's show.
Bucks win 31-27 over the Falcons. Tom. Got to. Tom, you just terrible. Just terrible, terrible. Here, here go your
Those are some bad picks.
17-0.
Bad picks.
You missed 60% out of our 10. I only missed 40.
There were some close games. I went against the grain. I was bold last week.
You gotta own it, Tom.
No,
you
you,
gotta own
really,
it.
bowl.
you didn't really miss too many like big blowouts or anything.
No.
Not like Hunter's Marshall and
Mark it down.
they'll cover.
They'll cover.
And he missed by 43 points.
They'll cover.
They'll cover. Easy.
They'll cover.
Easy.
I might have one of those today. We'll see.
All right, let's make some bad picks. How about that?
I'm all for it.
You
All
gotta
right.
write these down, huh?
I can write these down. That's fine. I can keep
Give
track.
it to whoever. Tom, I'm going to start with you
All right.
to ruin your day.
Tom, Terry, Hunter,
Do y'all-
and if Kevin
Do you
wants
want to pick the spreads or just do what we've been doing?
Same thing we've been
We
doing.
just
All
be
right,
doing.
Tom,
All right.
Louisiana. Raging Cajuns against the University of Texas at San Antonio. I think they're the Roadrunners.
I want to say I looked at this. Wasn't Louisiana about a 12-point favorite?
14.
Yeah, I'm going with the Raging Cajun.
The Raging Cajuns.
Good season for them. Wait a minute. Do they have their long snapper back?
I don't have an answer to that.
No, I think that kid was the starter. I think his girlfriend broke up with him before the app game or something. Hopefully he's got his
He
mind
He started
straight.
hiking it into
Yeah.
the stands.
Unfortunate, man.
She must have been a nice young lady.
Yeah.
That must have been.
Western Kentucky at Georgia State, Terry. Georgia State favored by 3.5. They'll be playing this game in Mobile, Alabama.
Western Kentucky.
The Hilltoppers?
Yes.
All right, over the Panthers.
All right. Just in case you're a compulsive gambler, got that pick for you.
I like this one.
Hunter, Liberty and Coastal Carolina.
Make a good pick.
Coastal Carolina is
I'm telling
favored
you.
by 7. Terry says since Liberty almost beat the Wolfpack, you should pick them.
That's exactly
Nope.
right.
They're playing in Orlando for $39 and 38 degrees.
Nope, can't do it. Coastal Carolina is playing. Actually, I know a lot of people could say this game has nothing to be played for, but Coastal Carolina is playing for bragging rights. So I'm gonna take Coastal.
Wrong pick.
They want to say that we had an undefeated season.
Bad
Coastal
picks.
Carolina.
Bad picks.
Coastal Carolina.
Is my daughter going to be making fun of you next week?
Nope.
But those are the games for today, okay?
Okay.
So we're going to get down to UAB and I guess Army could just play each other, couldn't they?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Wednesday is the next thing I've got on the schedule. I guess that's right. I'll say Monday the 21st, and it jumps to Wednesday the 23rd. Oh, that was this week. Sorry, Tuesday the 29th. How about this, Tommy? I get you some ranked teams here. Oklahoma State in the Camping World Stadium, whatever this is, against Miami in Orlando. The Cowboys are favored by 2.5. They're ranked 21st. Miami ranked 18th at 73 degrees.
I'm not sure how Miami's still ranked after Carolina just ran all over them.
Demolished.
Oklahoma State's got a pretty good defense. Is their quarterback back? I know they've had injury to the quarterback. I'd like to say I think Van Gundy will figure it out. I like Oklahoma State.
Can we not get an injury report for Tom?
I know.
Every time he's asking about some individual. Is
I'm
this
sorry,
one
I'm
dude
so-
out
I'm
of
so-
this 90-some team?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Let me
I'm sorry. I
click
know
on it.
something about the team besides the geographical location.
Listen,
Terry.
I'm not picking Oklahoma State to beat Miami.
Miami couldn't stop a cup of water. What are you talking
They
about?
couldn't stop him running. Chuba Hubbard
I've already
opted out.
lost
Yeah, but I need to know
Best
about this
running back for
one guy
Oklahoma
out of
State.
y'all's 93. Is he hurt?
Best running back for Oklahoma State opted out. So
Terry,
I'll take
Terry, the
Miami.
injury report is critical for picking games.
Maybe in the NFL.
So you are taking the OK Corral. Okay.
Well, obviously in college because Trevor Lawrence didn't play and they got beat.
You go 4 deep at every spot.
Well, I hit back on one button, Hunter, and I've lost it. Here we go. All right, now we're back. Back. All right, Terry, your game. Next game is Texas, number 20, 6-3, versus Colorado. Texas is favored by 9 in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, I like Colorado, but I'm gonna take Texas. I don't think they can. I don't think they can pull enough of the horns to get them to bend over.
Thank you for that scientific analysis.
You're
Good
welcome.
Lord. Oh, that's a hell
What
of
was
an
he
image.
saying right there?
Pulling horns a bit. No.
What?
Dang.
And every time somebody tries to go metaphorically on this show,
Hopefully the children aren't up.
bet on the other team.
Well, they both have horns, so.
Wednesday the 30th, Wake Forest against Wisconsin. Both teams have a 500 record. 4-4 against 3-3 ACC and Big Ten Challenge. Wisconsin's favored by 7. It will be played in Charlotte at Bank of America Stadium.
You know, I'm going to lean with Wisconsin. It's not that I think Wake Forest is bad. I just think there'll be too many players opting out for Wake Forest.
Last time I took
their running back even opted out too, and he was a few weeks ago, and he was leading the college or ACC in touchdowns.
Good pick. Last time I took Wake Forest, Louisville beat them by about 30.
Yep.
Let's see.
Never pick them again.
Wisconsin. Let's see. Following the upset win over Wisconsin, Northwestern now has the best strength of record in the country. If that makes anything to you, Iowa.
No.
Tommy gets Missouri, 6-2 Hawkeyes against the 5-5 Tigers. Hawks. Why call them Hawkeye? Hawks favored by 14.
Going with Iowa. Missouri looked awful against Georgia. Plus, I got an Appalachian State coach, so let's go with the Big Ten team.
Terry, Florida and Oklahoma. The Wish We Could Have Been Bowl for $100. You can get in at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. The Gators are favored by 2.5 in Texas Stadium against the Oklahoma Sooners.
Not this week. Florida, you can't even beat LSU, and definitely you're not going to beat Oklahoma.
Not so fast.
Hunter disagrees?
I disagree.
All right.
Florida's defense is terrible.
I'm taking the better quarterback.
Well,
better be 50 to 45.
Oklahoma's
No,
all
listen,
listen,
what's the over-under on it? I would take the over in a heartbeat. Neither one of them can stop a nosebleed, but
71.5 is the over-under.
Yes.
Oklahoma's better coached, too. Dan Mullen.
I don't know if I've ever seen a 70s in an over-under.
How's Mullen keep his job every time?
He just does.
All right, Tom, you got Tulsa and the Mississippi State Bulldogs.
Wait a minute.
I
Hunter,
do.
We jumped all over Hunter. We
Hunter.
got to make sure he
Hunter, you got Tulsa and the Mississippi State Bulldogs. Tulsa's favored by 2.5.
Yeah, and I believe it. I will take Tulsa to win this ball game. Mississippi State, this is a team that's getting in here with what, 3 wins?
They're 3-7.
Yeah, no, I'm taking.
Think of that.
I'm taking the runner-up to the American Conference, Tulsa,
All right.
to
This
beat
is
an
almost
SEC
like
school.
Krzyzewski saying everybody in basketball should make the tournament.
Yeah, he did say that. Weird.
Yeah.
To make sure he gets in.
Gets extra wins. Ball State against San Jose State, Tom.
Well, I think somebody on this program picked against San Jose State and got embarrassed. So I'm going with San Jose State.
San Jose State's favored by 9.5, and Arizona Stadium is where they'll be playing. Now, I think last time you picked against Ball State, though, Tom, they won. Though.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Be
So
careful.
you lose again,
Oh,
Tom.
no.
Be careful.
He's squinting. You gotta believe it.
Let's see. West Virginia and Army, Terry Reinhardt.
Oh, man.
In the Liberty Bowl.
I know. West Virginia. I want Army to win, but West Virginia's going to win.
Army's going to march all over West Virginia and run that option
Lordy.
and beat them to death.
It's okay.
That's
to
getting
death.
cut either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Arkansas at TCU. TCU favored by 5.
Yeah. Take TCU. That's another. Arkansas is another one of those bottom feeder SEC schools that
3
have
and
gotten
7.
in.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm taking
everybody from
TCU.
the SEC gets in. Good job.
God,
Think
here
about
we
you
go.
know how bad the balls are, how bad the ball system is.
That's
They
what
just-
I'm talking
you know what?
about.
Let's just let the whole conference in.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
guarantee you can
Do
go
it.
back and pick a lot of teams out
Screw
of
it.
these other conferences got way better records than don't it
Screw
wasn't
it.
even thought of.
Didn't Bielema just get another job?
Yeah, he's the Illinois head coach.
He gets to play the Buckeyes now. All right.
Wait, they fired Lovey?
Yeah, they fired Lovey.
Who's next?
Damn.
I think me.
Tom.
All right, Tommy. Here's your game. The Georgia Bulldogs against the Cincinnati Bearcats in Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Okay, so everybody's opting out for Georgia, according to Hunter. And everybody's been on Cincinnati's bandwagon that Cincinnati's going to win this game. And plus, Luke Fickell,
Georgia's favored by 7.
is an Ohio State guy.
That
and
doesn't surprise me.
And I hate the SEC. So Georgia naturally is going to win. So I'm going to go with Georgia. So because everything, I mean,
Tom's trying to
picks-
reverse jinx him right
wow.
there.
I'm gonna sit here and tell you that I'm torn.
like it.
I am torn in this game because I want Georgia to win so bad,
But you
but
want
I
Cincinnati to do
want
good.
Cincinnati to win too, just to stick it to
Hunter.
them.
Yeah.
Would it matter?
You can't pull
What
against your
bowl
own
is
team.
it? Is this what bowl is this?
Oh,
Is this the Peach
heck,
Bowl?
I think this is the Peach Bowl because
It is Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl.
Yeah, because the Orange Bowl's got North Carolina in it.
So, honestly, really.
Nobody.
Whether you guys win or lose this game, does it matter to Georgia fans at all?
No, because it's not a national championship.
Right. So
And
you might as well
Cincinnati,
pull for
but
Cincinnati.
and see that's what the thing is too is this
Pull
game
for
means
chaos.
this
You're
game means more to
always
Cincinnati.
Playing for recruiting. You're always playing
Tom,
for recruiting.
the coaches are playing for recruiting, but last time I checked, they're not the one catching the ball.
Real quick, I'm glad you brought that up. I had this up on my thing. Georgia has the most 5-star players in the nation. They need a coach. They got a recruiter. They need a coach. 16 5-stars. Alabama's only got 12. Ohio State's got 14. And Clemson, 11. Nobody else has double digits and 5 stars in the nation.
It must be nice that every year you get you get
A
10
whole-
number
all
one.
Think about it. If you get double digit 5 stars, that means you replaced a whole side of the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get a whole new 5-star defense next year,
Right.
and other teams don't even have one 5-star player on their whole team.
Look at that. Texas right there, 5th, and they still losing games.
Notre Dame's only got 2 5-stars on their whole team, though.
Nobody wants to go
Good
to Notre
coaching.
Dame.
Everybody wants to go there. All right.
It's harder to get into.
All right, whose turn was it next?
It's mine.
All right, Terry. Auburn and Northwestern.
I think this should be a pretty good
Northwestern's
game.
favored by 3.5. I just told you they played the hardest schedule in the country this year.
Auburn?
No, Northwestern.
All you got to do is look who's playing who. It's SEC against the Big Ten. Auburn wins.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple.
What about that?
It's pretty simple.
It's simple. That's
Oh,
the Citrus
my
Bowl.
God.
Didn't Auburn just fire their coach?
Yeah. That was
It don't matter.
and
They can beat them without a coach.
Fitzgerald is one of the best coaches in the country. He just totally disrespected his program and the way his kids. And actually, you have to know how to read and write to get into Northwestern. I'm not sure it's the case at Auburn. So,
All right, we've been on football for a while.
Yeah.
NCAA football. Hunter, NC State at Kentucky. Was it
Yeah,
your pick?
Yes,
Okay.
it is. I'll take NC State. I will. Kentucky, that's another one of those teams that just got in because of the name.
Tommy, Ole Miss 4-5 versus Indiana 6. Did Indiana get screwed in all this bowl thing?
well,
I think they're the highest ranked.
If Ohio State is 6-1, are they playing Ole Miss in the Raymond in the Outback Bowl?
Probably not.
If I'm not mistaken, Indiana's the highest ranked team to make the Outback Bowl.
Are they playing Ole Miss and a 4-5 team in the Outback Bowl? If
but
if
I'll tell
Ohio
you.
State is 6-1,
But Indiana's coach gets the most out of their guys. They're going with a backup quarterback. You know, they lost Penix. That really hurt them. Mississippi doesn't care to play a whole lot of defense. I think this will be a lot of points in this game, but I think Indiana will win.
all right. I'll let. Let's see, Terry, Oregon and Iowa State. Oregon 4-2, Iowa State 8-3. Iowa State favored by 4.5.
Yeah, Iowa State.
In the Fiesta Bowl.
Iowa State.
All right, I gotta let Tom pick this one. He's unbiased on this one.
Rude.
You and Terry can't
rude.
pick.
Yeah,
this one.
but it's Hunter's time.
You and Terry can't pick.
It's
this one.
my
Which
time to
He
shine.
can get an extra one in the NFL.
Whoa.
Texas A&M and North Carolina, Tommy.
Texas A&M and North Carolina. Well, I like Mac
In
Brown
the
a lot better
Orange
than
Bowl.
Jimbo Fisher. I think Texas A&M has run their mouth too much. Of course, then you got a lot of players from Carolina that's opted out. So this is actually a hard game to pick, but I think I'm going with Carolina.
Over under Hunter is 67.5.
Oh, ain't no defense to be played. No.
Yeah,
That's
bad
that's
pick.
college football now. There's no defense.
I'm
to be
going
played.
with the better coach. I'm going with Mac
Bad
Brown.
pick.
I'm going with Mac Brown over Jumbo.
Terry, did he just
Jumbo
pick
Fisher.
the Tar Heels against an SEC team?
Let me tell you
He
something.
did.
And I'm upset that
the
you
team
didn't
from
give
Ca-
me this
The
pick.
ACC's
I know
playing
what you're
without
gonna do.
players.
Who am I going to pick?
Tar Heels.
No, I was going to pick Texas
Who opted
A&M.
out for Texas A&M? You know they had some guys opt out.
I don't know.
I
don't-
sat
don't
here
know
and
enough.
said Sam Howell to me is a better quarterback than Kellen Mond for Texas A&M.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Texas A&M still would win that ball game.
Somebody's
Just
got to
total.
tackle somebody at some
Total.
point.
Yes.
I mean, you're
somebody.
already without Chaz Surratt, your leading tackler.
I know, right? Like, who's going to
Yeah,
make tackles?
and nobody's been. They've been scoring points on them anyway.
They've dropped 40 on
with,
him with
I'm
him out
going
there.
with a better coach. And
Hey,
the,
but Tom, I appreciate your
going with the
pick.
All
better
right,
coach.
I appreciate
across
it.
the board for these guys, all of you together.
Okay.
Hunter, I'll let you start it since we missed you.
Yeah.
We'll do this one cover. Does Alabama cover 19.5 against Notre Dame, as Tom calls them?
Yeah, because I saw Clemson beat the brakes off of Notre Dame. Give me Bama to cover.
Terry, do they cover?
Oh yes, they cover by plenty.
Tommy, does Bama cover?
Oh, yeah.
So 3 covers across the board.
For Bama. Yep.
Now let's get a little interesting. Hunter, Ohio State, Clemson. Clemson's favored by 7.5. Now here's listen to this. Notre Dame Alabama tickets are going for $156. Ohio State Clemson tickets $1,200.
They know it'll be the better game to watch.
It's $1,000 on top of it.
That'll be the better game to watch.
So Ohio State Clemson favored by 7.5. This over under, guys, both of these are 65 and 66.5. No defense in these either.
No defense at all anymore. Well, even Nick Saban, who preaches defense, has come out and said defense really ain't even what wins college football anymore. It's offense. I'm going to go with, I think Clemson covers. Or no, I don't. I'm sorry. I think Ohio State covers, but Clemson still wins. So I'm going to go Clemson. How do I write this down? Clemson, OSU covers.
Dabo was bragging that he only has to study 6 game films.
Look at that.
He only has to study 6 games.
Tom, I hope y'all shut him the hell up. That would make me so happy.
He's kind of like that just annoying coach that in the fourth quarter he's still crying about the call in the first quarter.
Right.
Still crying about it.
So I asked Tom and Philip on Wednesday, and Hunter, you can answer too. Has either one of you really ever heard a coach talk about other teams as much as Dabo does? Like Saban really don't like as much as he says some weird and things and whatever. He don't
Saban
really
is straight to the point.
He don't really comment on other teams like Dabo does. Like
Saban,
Dabo will comment on your team and your house.
Yeah,
and a lot. I don't know if you've ever seen coaches really do that.
No, Saban goes after the media. That's what he does. He'll look. He'll look at them. He hates the media. He'll look at you, everybody. He knows
he don't like
even
being
has
asked
to
a
answer your
hard
questions.
question. Because when you're the king of somewhere, and then you're asked a question, you tend not to like it.
I would prefer if Saban just pulled a Belichick halftime and just said, "We're on to Cincinnati."
Dabo's just lucky he's got the players he's got.
Dabo is a great
go next, or
recruiter.
you want me to go next?
Go.
I'll go easily. Clemson, they covered the spread, and they beat them by more than 20.
Okay.
All right, Tommy, what you got?
Got Ohio State. What do you mean, what do I got?
Buckeyes to win.
What do you mean, what do I got?
Over the Clemson
Ohio
Tigers.
State's being businesslike.
Bad
They're not. They don't have a cartoon character coach and all this stuff. You know, I think
You're talking too long.
I think the professionalism of Ohio State beats Clemson.
I want to pull for Clemson.
Do they give degrees at Clemson?
I'm
do they
glad
give,
you
do they
wore
give
that coat this
Can
week.
you
I
even get a
want to
degree from
pull.
Clemson, or is it like a certificate?
I'm glad you wore that coat this week.
I really want to pull for Clemson because of the kids from Crest that I've met and talked to over the years. They're out there playing and contributing. But
Dabo's a jerk.
You make $10 million a year and act like you do.
Acts like a
free
fool.
labor and
But it worked. Well, like I said Wednesday, it works for him where he is because the average Clemson fan is a Terry Reinhardt. So it works for him.
Your coach could walk in
It
this
works for
building.
him.
Your coach could walk in this building right now. I wouldn't know who he is.
You wouldn't know Ryan
I've
Day?
never seen his coach. I wouldn't know who
Well, he had
is.
COVID this year, so nobody really saw him.
Yeah.
And he's
The
from New
world
Hampshire.
didn't even see
He's
him
from New
play.
Hampshire.
Right, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Come
have
on.
a clue who he was. All right, JP, it's time way overdue for a break. When we come back, we'll do NFL picks, and we got NBA to talk about, and NCAA. We got to talk about Terry's Wolfpack a little bit too on KTC Broadcasting.
Yeah.
When is being different a good thing? Well, at Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City, our customers say we're different. Look at our Google reviews. They say we're different too. We have the region's only non-commissioned sales force. We use no haggle, clear choice pricing, and we have the only lifetime warranty with no time or mileage limits. When our customers leave, they say, that was a great experience. And that's where we're most different. That's Friendship Jeep Dodge Ram, and we're located in Forest City.
Is the cost of ink driving your profits down? Then listen up. Discount Ink Jet and Toner is here to help. Discount Ink Jet and Toner specializes in refilling ink jet and toner cartridges. Cut your ink costs by as much as 50% or more. Discount Ink Jet and Toner, located on 410 East Franklin Boulevard in Gastonia. 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
It's time to order your office and party packs from Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks in Law. Party plates are just $7.99 per person with a 15-person minimum. The standard menu includes barbecue pork, sauce, and beans, plus coleslaw, potato salad, buns, sweet tea, ice, plates, cups, eating and serving utensils. Other items also available. Call for details at 704-824-8838 from the all-new Hillbillies Barbecue and Steaks, now located at 305 South Main Street in Law. Online at hillbilliesbbqsteaks.com.
Samuel Duncan of West Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's WOHS What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Samuel is the son of David and Vonda Duncan. Samuel plays football and baseball for West Lincoln and has a 4.66 grade point average. His advanced courses include 5 CCP classes at Gaston College, along with AP in biology, chemistry, stats, calculus, U.S. history, world history, Euro history, language, and government. He enjoys hunting, fishing, and restoring antique cars and trucks, and spending time with his family. He attends Anthony Grove Baptist Church and is a member of the COVID crew for Drive-In Church, along with youth group activities. He also volunteers for Christian Ministries and the local community garden. He's a member of the Student Advisory Council for the City of Lincoln. After graduation, Samuel plans to attend NC State University and study biomedical engineering and pursue a career as a rehabilitation engineer building prosthetics. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What'sUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
It's time to experience the slingshot effect at Full Throttle Power Sports in Law. Right now, you can drive away in a new 2020 Slingshot for 0% financing for 6 months. Full Throttle Power Sports is your dealer for Yamaha, Polaris, and CF Moto, plus pre-owned vehicles and even trailers. Good credit, bad credit, no credit, chances are they can help at Full Throttle Power Sports, 100 Indian Walk off I-85 in Law. Online at ncfullthrottle.com and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
And we're back on Saturday morning Sports Talk with Kevin
T-shirt.
the Gang.
Honorary T-shirt.
Still a jersey.
All right, time to talk a little NBA action. Terry came in here talking all kinds of stuff this morning. Hunter's missed the start of LaMelo Ball's.
I missed it, but
amazing.
I watched the NBA.
Us talking about it is what I
Okay.
meant.
Yeah.
Hunter's missed us talking about LaMelo Ball here to change the world in Charlotte. They drafted an Instagram star and not a basketball player, Hunter. That's what I'm going
Listen.
with. That's my opinion. That's where I'll
And guess
just
what?
leave it there.
Kevin, you might be right.
They did.
But guess what? At least this is the most I have ever heard the national media talk about Charlotte. Maybe in the last 10 to 15 years.
For what reason? You talking about a team in Charlotte that's got a guy who goes 1 for 10,
No.
scores 4 points,
No,
and
I never
Cleveland
said-
beats you by
I
20?
never said they're really talking about the team.
No, they're not talking about the team.
No, they're talking about the player. But
Yeah,
he's
and
just
then they talk about
affiliated
Rookie of the
with
Year.
the
Ah,
Hornets.
come on, guys.
Terry, Kevin, Tom, I'm going to sit here and tell you, I think he could have a 10-10 type career now. That doesn't mean he has to do it
10-10.
this year.
That's not.
That's
I agree with you.
That's
I
not
wonder-
what you draft number 3 overall
Right,
for.
right. And I agree with
Right.
you. And that might be him. That might be his career.
But
He
this
might play
whole draft this year was a crapshoot on who we could have. For God's sake, they were saying he could have gone 1. So it was kind of just a crapshoot on what you were going to get this year anyway.
The kid a chance.
Oh, I have.
Okay.
I have.
He's
Yeah.
played 1 professional
Okay, Tom.
game.
But
The
what,
only
but what
thing
about
they
the other
show
Terry,
about him,
Terry,
Tom,
Terry,
is a pass behind his back
How many
to some guy
professional
wide open.
games has he played?
That ain't the point.
You didn't answer the question.
Okay, 1 for 10.
How many professional games has he played?
1 for 10.
So you're writing the kid off who's
Yes.
played 1 professional game.
I hate it for him.
Whatever. I mean, whatever.
it's
The only
Wait a minute, wait a minute.
only thing they showed him doing that was a plus
Which is-
was a pass behind the back.
which is more plausible. That the people that love him and saying he's going to be rookie of the year and change the league. Some people are calling him the next Magic Johnson, or the people are saying maybe let's hold off and hope he's maybe halfway as good as his brother. And if he gets to 10-10, again, Tom, what you said earlier,
You don't draft.
you
that
don't draft
number.
10-10 at number 3. Even if he gets to that, and I don't know if he'll ever get to that. You need people that and
Lonzo
it doesn't
is
fit with
on
the
year
roster.
4, and his shot has looked better. So if you give him I understand taking him at 3. A lot of people were upset about that. A lot of people were happy with it. It's just there is no middle ground. There really isn't. You really either love the pick or you hate the pick. But in the NBA, we can't just keep thinking that all these guys are going to come in here and be LeBron James as soon as they step on the floor if
No,
they're young.
we can't
And
think that.
we can't think that. So he's got to. You got to give him at least 2, 3. Like I said,
This guy
Lonzo's
didn't
on
come out
year
of
4.
college.
He didn't.
No, that's what I'm talking about. This guy didn't come out of college. He
No, I
come
know he
against
didn't.
top-notch players across the ocean. And they
played
said
in
he was
played in like Australia for like half a season.
Well, that's what. Well, I mean, but they was voted one of the best players in the league and all this stuff, and he makes it to the NBA. Come on, show me a little bit.
The guy picked directly ahead of him is averaging 18 and a half.
Oh,
the guy picked directly behind him is averaging 12.
Go look
and
at
he got
Okora.
0. I'm not asking him to score 15. Score 1. I mean, come on. And he did this already. He's already went scoreless. His scoring so far is, it was 0, I think 10,
These are
18,
preseason games.
4.
Preseason games.
And then in the regular season, 0. Again, Tom, would you trade your guy for ours right now?
I would not.
Okay. That's the point
Yes,
we're making.
exactly.
But
I
you have
wouldn't
to
either.
find. You also have to find a guy that fits your system, and I think the strongest argument you have is they probably didn't need to draft him.
They didn't need a point
They
guard.
didn't need a point guard.
They didn't need
It
a
don't
point
fit at
Yeah,
all.
they did not.
Because here's the
It's not
thing.
That's
gonna
why.
help.
That's why I sat
They're
here and
no
said
better
when,
than what they were.
when
Yeah.
you said before we came on, we're talking about Terry dropped 40. I was like, well, then I would trade him while he's at his highest right now, because if you want to try and push LaMelo like you draft him at 3-4, you got to play him then.
Well,
you got to play him.
No, the problem is this: Rozier can score, Melo cannot. He
Right.
has to score 40.
Right.
Well, I realize that.
I wouldn't trade Rozier.
I would.
I
It's
wouldn't
but it's
trade
more
him.
of a contract thing, and maybe if you don't, like we just said they didn't need a point guard, but they drafted one anyways. So why would you not move off of Rozier while he's at his highest right now? Just scored 43.
Because what are you going to get?
What you can probably get a player worth his contract to fill the spot that you do need to fill. You got
So you're going to get a
Hayward
back.
at the
You're going to get a backup point guard and what else? Because
What
you're
do you
not
mean,
going to.
you can get a player for player. They talked about last year how they were thinking about just straight up doing Julius Randle for Terry Rozier. I would have done that in a heartbeat. That's 20 and 10
Hunter,
walking on the floor.
If you get rid of Rozier, then that means Cleveland would have beat you by 50. Come on.
Whoa, don't say
We're talking about
don't
Cleveland.
say beat you. All right,
Well,
I'm
I mean,
with
I don't
Washington.
even
All
want to
right?
hear that.
Terry,
We
Terry,
have Westbrook, and we're going to finish in the 9th spot. All right, I'm
how many
really
games?
excited.
How many games are we playing this season? What
I
did
think
we
it's
agree to?
isn't it 82? I think it's a
No.
regular
No,
season.
I don't
think
Or
it's
is
a
it-
full
or is it
season.
70.
70.
Yeah,
Is it
something.
70, 72? I don't know.
But
Terry,
What do you mean you don't know? Hunter didn't know that.
Terry, do the Hornets
Usually
get
you
to
know
double
everything
digit
about the
wins?
NBA. I'm serious. I'm not being sarcastic.
No,
Usually you know.
I really don't know
yeah,
about
that's
the
kind of
season this
hard
year.
to say you don't get 10, but they're barely going to get 10.
What are you
I say
talking
it's
about?
15 or less.
Who?
For
Charlotte
Charlotte
wins?
Hornets.
Wins?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we said the same exact thing last year. We did, and they got at least 20-something games.
But you got the number 3 pick, and he
Hunter-
cannot
Hunter-
score.
yeah,
lick.
but that's a lottery system. That's not just based off of. Think about it. If they would have went straight up off of your records like they do in football, they would not have had the 3 pick. They would have probably had like the 8th or 9th pick.
72,
That's just how it works.
72 games.
Okay, so it is
Yeah,
just
you
10
beat me
games
to it. I
shorter.
just looked it up.
10 games shorter.
Okay, so you are 15, and that's giving you 15 wins.
I think they at least
15
hit
and
the 20.
57.
If you want to break it down, the teams within its conference, 3 games. Teams from the opposing conference twice.
Yeah.
So that gives you a 42 and 30.
Okay. Terry, are they beating the Nets at all?
No,
Pacers,
no,
Sixers,
no,
Celtics,
no,
Heat,
no,
Bucks,
no,
Raptors.
no. I mean, you got to give a one or here or there. You know, it might happen. You're having a great night.
They'll win.
Wizards.
You know.
Yes.
Well, they'll beat them once, probably.
Once or twice. Yes. I watched this.
Hunter,
I
play.
don't think.
Hunter,
wait a
hold
minute.
on. Position by position,
Yeah,
y'all
We're
are
better.
way better.
way better.
Oh,
than
I
the
know.
Hornets.
I realize that.
It's not even close.
I realize
Yeah.
that.
I mean,
But even in the Raptors championship season,
Right.
me and you went to a game and saw them get beat
I
by the
know,
Hornets.
I
So
know.
it just anything can happen.
Oh,
you know?
I agree. They're going to have a good night every
That's
now
what
and
I'm
then.
saying.
but okay, so let's just do this. They split with. Can they split with Orlando? Can they split with the Hawks? Can they split with the Cavs?
I don't know about the Hawks.
Can they
They
split
look
with
good,
Can
man.
they split
I
with
don't
the
know
Pistons?
whether they can split with the Cavs.
Can they split with the Pistons?
Yes.
Yeah.
What
they
about
can.
the Bulls?
Yes. God, the Bulls got
Yeah.
blown
Okay,
out.
so we're at 5 wins and we haven't got to the Western Conference.
Is it safe for us to say that the East is actually getting competitive now, though?
Well,
With player movement?
compared to the Hornets,
Right now, we're talking about the Hornets.
I know. I'm just saying.
Out west, which team can the Hornets beat?
Sacramento.
That's it.
You can beat the Kings. You could probably beat the Thunder this year. because they're getting a new coach and a new everything.
Okay.
They don't have Chris Paul.
Might be able to
7
beat the
wins.
Rockets. They're in disarray.
No, you'll not beat
They
the
got
Rockets.
COVID,
As long
so
as
I don't
Harden
know.
and them
I agree.
even think about playing,
I
they're
agree.
not gonna
If
beat them.
Harden's not playing, or if he's fat, not
He's
caring, or
playing
Wall's
today.
drunk, or DeMarcus Cousins not playing, Rockets are iffy on a night-to-night basis. If they catch them on the right night, maybe. But obviously, I mean, looking across their roster, maybe the Timberwolves, maybe they beat them.
I think you can. Yeah, I think you can beat Minnesota. I don't think you're beating Portland.
Golden State, Phoenix.
You could now listen.
Phoenix
I-
got
the
Booker and Chris Paul. What
the
are we gonna do
Golden
with that?
State that I'm watching right now,
So,
that
Terry,
you
10,
can compete with.
15 wins tops.
That's what I said. 15 max. If you get over 15, you had a great year.
I think if you get to 20, you're good.
And Klay Thompson's more valuable than I realized.
Yeah.
He's
Dude, I'm
out.
telling you, Golden
Yeah.
State looks
Oh, yeah.
bad, but I think that's why Wiseman is getting
Well,
so
you also have
many
to
points.
understand.
They still
He
got
guards their best
They
player.
still got
usually.
Draymond though.
But he's
They
not
still got
playing. He didn't
Draymond.
play yesterday.
Still got Draymond.
He should save them.
He didn't play.
Draymond didn't.
No,
Wow.
Why not?
he's out. I guess he's doing the Thompson deal.
They're probably better without him.
Yeah, they sure was. You can see
I'm
it.
probably better without him.
An L.
Well, Terry, everyone at
Man.
this table had the same number of points as LaMelo did the other night, didn't we?
That's exactly right. I tell Tom, I'm sorry. People will tell you.
How old is the kid? How old's the kid?
I don't care. He's 0
No,
points.
no, no. I asked you a question. How old is the
I don't
How
know.
old is the kid?
He's
I
probably
don't know.
18.
Is he 18 or
I don't
give,
know.
give him a break.
18 to 19. What is it? No, don't you have to be 19 to enter the NBA
Yeah,
draft? That's why they
Tom.
make you do a year.
He
19.
did not play in college last year.
What were you doing when you were 19? Probably face down in a cow
He,
pasture
he
after you
was-
drank
he
a
did
bunch of
not play
moonshine. That's where you
in
were when you were
college.
19. Give this kid a
He
break.
played against some of the best players over across the ocean they had. Okay, remember that.
Kobe
Give him
Bryant.
some time.
Kobe Bryant, his rookie year, averaged 7.5 points.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Give him some time.
Oh, what
Okay,
I-
so this
no,
guy's
what I'm-
averaging.
What I'm saying, he's
like-
averaging 0.
Yeah. So
He's had one.
Kobe was
Yay.
picked. Kobe was picked
shooting
where?
10%.
Kobe was picked
Yay.
where?
Good job.
It was on back a little bit.
Kobe was drafted by the Hornets with the 13th
Yeah,
pick.
it was on back.
So everyone that you pick above 13 should be better than Kobe Bryant. If you're the Charlotte Hornets.
Oh, okay.
Terry, I was talking to Andy Sane the other day,
Oh man.
and Andy could outshoot the Hornets' number 2 pick from 7 years ago and this year's pick.
I can believe that.
Right?
Probably can.
You know it. I know it. Dude can shoot, and he can outshoot. The Hornets have had 2 top 5 picks. A kid down in West Lane can outshoot. Has been in the studio. It ain't even close. All right, Terry, Eddie or Hunter, Wizards. How you liking your Westbrook experience so far?
I mean, I know he's a triple double machine, but I mean, what is just empty stats at this point? I mean, I haven't seen anything that's just really too impressive, but to me, I still think we're fighting, because that's what I meant when I said earlier. I think the East is a little bit better than it has been in past years
Especially
with all the
with
player
Brooklyn.
movement.
Yeah, with
Brooklyn obviously is going to be good. Indiana will be competitive
Oh,
still. Miami's going to be good. And Atlanta, I didn't think Atlanta would be putting up the numbers that they are right now, but they made a bunch of moves to acquire what they have. So
And they'll still
it's going to be
finish at the
tough.
bottom.
Can we get the 8 spot? Yes, but what does that? I mean, what does that do for us?
The
We're
right
not-
to get killed by Brooklyn.
Brooklyn
huh?
or Milwaukee,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
So
Or Milwaukee, yeah, Milwaukee.
it'll be decent. We'll be decent this year, but I could see us, because I think they're still. I think they said they're still doing a play-in system to get into the playoffs this year as well. I could see us making the play-in games, but maybe not getting past that. Which, you know what, I'm fine with, because I still think we need pieces. I like the Avdija pickup. Rui's going to be out for a little while, though, with an injury. I really liked him in the preseason. He was looking really good this year in preseason. It's just, I have to see how the dynamic with Westbrook and Beal works out a little bit more. Like I said when it first happened, I want Bradley Beal still taking more shots than Westbrook. Is that going to happen? Probably not.
No.
Westbrook had 21 points on 22, 23 shots. Like, that's not efficient. So we'll just see how it goes.
I'm glad you brought that up. We talked about Durant earlier. Why it's on my head.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about efficiency, I was looking at the box score last night. I watched the whole second quarter of that game and didn't see Durant take one shot. Didn't see it. I don't even know
He
if I
saved
saw
it for the third quarter.
I don't even know if I saw the ball touch his hands. The team was playing, and they were and they went in the halftime like down 2 or 3, and I'm like, was it Boston? Is that what they're playing?
they're playing
It was
Boston.
like Boston might be in trouble, because if he gets hot, because Kyrie's hitting everything, but Durant ain't even taking shots. I looked at the box score this morning, 29 points on 16 shots.
He had 16
That's what I'm
points in the
saying.
third quarter.
16 shots,
G.
29, and that's why I want to talk about. I think he's one of maybe not the best scorer ever is he's played with Russell Westbrook. Steph Curry, and now Kyrie Irving, 3 of the most ball-hogging point guards of all time, and the dude puts up 29, 27, 30 every game. It's incredible. Like, just think if he played with somebody if he played with Rondo his whole career, Terry, would he not be averaging in the 30s, 35?
Yeah. Him and Kyrie both were shot over 50% yesterday.
Yeah, when Kyrie does that, it's going to be hard to beat him. When he's hot, you're like you're
but
talking.
I've seen him
Just
come
don't
and
let
go.
him talk.
But
God
Durant, you're gonna
almighty,
get your
don't let him
25.
talk. God, he gives me a headache when he talks.
They'll be good. They'll be tough to beat in the East. I'm telling you, they'll be good.
Are they not the favorite?
Oh, it'll be fun to watch. I think it'll be fun because I think
Whatever.
Miami still has a chance. I think that
It's always
Brooklyn,
tough for me to say that they'll be the favorite because it's the first year with them together. Do I think they can make the Eastern Conference Finals? Absolutely. Could they make the finals?
As long as they stay healthy.
Yeah, they just you got to stay healthy, and Kyrie doesn't need to go
Because
both
both of those
crazy.
guys have missed games. So all it takes is one of them to go down and the whole thing's messed up.
Yeah. Well, I would say that, Terry, and we talked earlier. I think that's about every NBA team's built like that now. You got 2, 3 stars.
Except Boston.
Terry, I don't know what you think you have on your team. You got 2
We
players.
got just as many guys to replace guys. And people always say Tatum. Yeah, he's our main man. He's our main man. I agree with that, Tom. But if he goes down, Teague takes his place. He maybe ain't gonna be the same, but he can score.
But look, you got you guys haven't mentioned Gordon Hayward left Boston. I mean, he was another guy who could put up some points for you. You guys didn't even mention he had a very good night the other night in his debut.
Well, I expect Gordon. To me, this is the best scenario for Gordon Hayward career-wise.
It is.
Gordon, when he got to Boston, was not. Nobody in Boston pictured the emergence of Tatum like he did. I didn't even think Jason Tatum was going to be
He
this
went
good.
to Duke. He was very,
I
very
know,
highly touted.
but now he in his third year is in an MVP discussion. Gordon Hayward was brought in there to be that guy that played that position, filled that position. Hell, even Jaylen Brown has turned out to be better than I thought he was going to be. So his role that he used to have in Utah, where he was the guy, fringe all-star in the West, it kind of was diminished, and the injury hurt him. The injury did hurt him. But now he's in Charlotte, where he kind of has that role again that he had in Denver or in Utah, where he can be the first or second scoring option. I think this is the best thing for his career. Now, like I agree with Kevin when it first happened, 5 years too late for the Hornets. I agree, but you can't help that Utah matched what you offered him. So that's just how it works.
So one thought on the NBA, I've been trying to figure out how to make this more fair. They've got the salary cap, but the players have figured out a way with these super maxes to how you can take this amount of money and do this and move people around. What if they just did Hunter and whoever, instead of having a max on the players, just have no max on the actual player, but still have a team max? Like in the NFL, there's no really max per player. If you want to spend all your $100 million, you want to spend 99 on your quarterback, you can do that. But in the NBA, you can't. They have got these maxes. So if you allowed them to spend whatever you wanted, you would have some team outrageously offer LeBron $50, $60 million. And then that would end that super team real quick because he wouldn't have the money to bring in the 2 extra Anthony Davises or whatever type of contracts. So to me, that restricts, and the reason the Players Association like it, though, is because if you keep $20 million out of LeBron's hands, it goes to Cody Zeller for $10 million sitting on the bench, and those guys make money, and that's who they're there to represent all the players. I was just trying to figure out, they got to do something to figure that out.
They do.
The way
We
is.
talked about
small
this.
market teams because they're real quick. They're talking about adding 2 more teams.
They are.
Seattle obviously being one of them. But if they do that, how does that make Charlotte? Well, why would Charlotte want to be in that other than they're going to give us
$50
$50
million 2 games this year? I mean, it's weird that they're wanting to do the 32 teams because then you would think it would spread out the talent more, but it really doesn't because they're still only going to want to go to those 3 or 4 marquee locations like the Bostons and the LA teams.
Who wants to play on a bad team?
Dallas.
Like, who wants to play on
and
a
it's
bad
going to
team?
be tough. Like, Seattle itself will be a draw because it's nostalgic. Seattle will be really cool for a little while.
They'll be the Supersonics.
I would expect them to still be the Super, but it'll be really cool for a minute. And then everybody will just be like, oh, well, we still want to go play
Seattle
in
got
L.A. and
Cleveland
Dallas
Browned.
and Miami. And,
What's that?
Seattle got Cleveland Browned.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
Oklahoma City took their team.
And look, I
But
think
but
it's-
they kept all the records in Seattle. Did they do that?
I think
Okay,
it's
yeah.
fine that they want to expand. I think some cities could really use some major sports teams. Seattle, I know that they have obviously football and baseball. They were a great basketball city.
Actually, it's got mixed economic reviews. They try to say that it costs the city more than it benefits them to have a team sometimes because you got to keep up the stadium and billion-dollar owners are always crying
they're
for
always
public money.
crying.
It depends how many
That's
tax
the
breaks you
problem.
gave.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you should have given the tax
I was
breaks,
just saying
guys.
that's the problem is they keep your tax dollars go to that anyways. Where instead just make the billionaire kind of pull it out of his pocket.
Or
I don't know.
they come there and they get huge tax
But
breaks
it's
and
just one of
Johnny
those
Paycheck
things.
has to pay.
It's where is what's the other city that's in consideration? Because there's Seattle.
Here's the 9. Seattle's obviously the leader. Then you've got Vegas, back to Vancouver. San Diego used to have a team. Louisville, Kentucky, that the state doesn't have one. If you want to go out of the country, Mexico City. Says dark horses, Nashville, St. Louis, and Montreal. So
If I was the NBA, I would try and do this at least 1-1. I would try and do one on the West and one on the East. But you would have to somehow figure it out where it's geographically suitable, where you don't have New Orleans as a West Coast team, but really they're closer to the East Coast. And the same with Memphis. Memphis is really they're in the Western Conference, but they're closer to the East. I don't want to be seeing them saying, "Oh, well, now new team for the Eastern Conference, Las Vegas." Huh?
Yeah.
Well, tell you what about Kansas City? They used to have basketball.
Yeah, no, we couldn't afford that.
I'm just saying, getting more teams.
He just said Kansas City and we in the same sentence.
I'm just like he is in the pocket, but I'm just wondering, like getting like Hunter said, if you got more teams towards the middle of the country, like if you do the Kentucky,
I agree.
do you like
I like the Louisville.
But
I like the
we'd be
Louisville.
doing-
lot.
we would do it the same way that we do our Major League Baseball.
Doesn't
we're going to
Louisville
be
have
good ever.
Isn't Louisville
20
hosting
years.
a team this
Well,
year?
football
We're
team's
not going to
pretty
be
good,
good
Terry.
every year.
Football team, the
Dang.
baseball thing is completely on the salary cap. Basketball, you could change it, but are you look? The Thunder drafted Durant, Harden, and Westbrook. The Hornets draft LaMelo Ball, Cody Zeller, and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Like,
And you know what's crazy? I
gotta
think
get your
isn't the
draft
guy
picks.
from the front office from the Oklahoma City? Isn't he with Charlotte? The one that was drafting
no,
them.
that was Presti, wasn't it?
Oh, was that Sam Presti?
You're talking about Kupchak from the Lakers.
Oh, okay.
That made the Pau Gasol and all those deals back in the day.
I was about
Well,
to
I
say,
am going to
somebody's
sit back and
there.
say one thing, and that's like all these contracts. These contracts are outrageous, y'all. With the way the world is and so many people without jobs, and all of these guys are in there, like Foltz got almost like $50 million. And I'm like, what in the world has Foltz done?
Hey, can I say something?
Nothing.
Hey, can I say something? Harden was going to be suspended a game for violating the COVID protocol, but he got out of it because his team didn't play. You know how much that would have cost him? $560,000. One game check. One game check.
Yeah, I'm having a hard time with all these max deals for these guys.
Well,
because some of them's not
Where's
worth
the
all that
friggin'
money.
money coming from?
Us,
Yeah.
Tom, consumers.
Where's the friggin' money
The
coming
other
from?
side of the world that they're not allowed to talk about in front of cameras.
I'm telling you.
Where do you think that they're getting the most of their money from the communist regime on the other side of the
Well,
world?
also, but that's what I meant at the same time by consumers. It's the
Where their
NBA.
shoes
The NBA
made,
is
Tom.
so consumed.
You got to sell a lot of jerseys to pay somebody
shoes
$560
The
grand a
NBA
game.
is just so international now. The money that they're making is not just strictly off of Americans.
I know.
It's just
can't
not.
be.
It's just so
Holy
international. Europeans play basketball. Australians play basketball. The Asians they play basketball. Everybody's just consuming it, and so they're just raking it in. And that's why I was listening to an interview one time with Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban said, "We really don't even care about TV money no more."
Must be.
He said, "You know why? Because we make so much money off of Twitter and off of Instagram. Because what is it? It's a highlight league.
They
You got the dunks, you got the steals, the alley-oop passes. It's a
gotta be.
highlight league."
I tell you what,
So
you know,
if Tom, you want where's the money come from? Just on tickets alone, though. If
there's
if
no way you can pay a guy on that.
No, it is $28 a person covers James Harden. If it's 20,000
But
people
you
in your
got
stadium,
12 other guys on
I know,
the team.
I know. I'm just saying, like
And
that
the
small
coach
amount
and
of
the front
money is
office.
$28 would cover James. They're probably averaging like 50 or something. So That's
you
you're right.
you
All
gotta
that's
pay
not
everybody
covered.
else.
That's before you sell
Gotta
a
pay the guy
jersey.
selling hot dogs.
That's before you sell the hot dogs. That's before you sell any of that you can make. They're almost got it.
Consumers are paying a lot.
It's
right
crazy.
All right, guys. Real quick, final cut things before we get out here for basketball. I wanted to read you the history of the number 3 picks in the NBA draft. This is there we go. R.J. Barrett. We're going to go backwards. Luka Doncic, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Jahlil Okafor, Joel Embiid, Otto Porter, Bradley Beal, Enes Kanter, Derek Favors, James Harden, O.J. Mayo, Al Horford. There's the Hornets or Charlotte again. Adam Morrison, Darren Williams, Ben Gordon, Carmelo, Dunleavy Jr., and Gasol and Darius Miles. I would say about 50-50 hit miss on stars. Just star power.
Yeah, maybe
how many
some
of
of them's had one.
There's what?
All-star
How many
team.
of them? How many of them ended up being just not that good? Adam Morrison, Dunleavy,
O.J.
Darius
Mayo.
Miles, Enes Kanter, and O.J. Mayo. There's 5.
I'll just say O.J. Mayo.
And
is not that
Okafor.
good. Jahlil, huh? He's not that good.
You got a 1 in 3 chance to get an average bench warmer. You got a 1 in 3 chance to get a superstar. You got a 1 in 3 chance to get an all-star. So which one of those LaMelo in? If you go all the way back to 1985, the number 3 pick was Michael Jordan. He averaged a lot in his career.
Oh,
Dominique Wilkins was pick 3.
Hey.
Kevin McHale,
Tom.
Anthony Hardaway, Grant Hill, Jerry
He's played one
Stackhouse,
game.
Baron Davis.
Yeah, I know. That's what
Carmelo
I keep saying.
Anthony.
That's what I keep saying.
Great.
One.
He's played one
What?
game.
Garbage.
Good job.
Garbage
Behind the
one.
back
Garbage
pass
can.
is the only thing they showed him.
I know
doing.
they do.
Hey.
They showed a whole
Highlight League.
He's right. He's going to make a millions, Terry, off
Highlight
Instagram.
League. That's what I'm saying. Highlight
We just
League.
don't put in there. He was
Now,
1
hey,
for
not
10.
only
All
are
right,
they
JP,
making
we'll
him
be
millions
back.
off that, they're buying his jersey.
We'll be back in just a minute. We got NFL picks and Wolfpack basketball on KTC Broadcast.
You know, we always tell our kids that there's no such thing as a money tree. But did you know at Friendship Nissan in Forest City, we kind of do have a money tree? Our money tree gives a $500 better price on any new Nissan, and that's a $500 guarantee that we put in writing. We have no haggle clear choice pricing, the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and we have the only lifetime warranty with no time or mileage limits. So you see, at Friendship Nissan, we kind of do have a money tree, and we're located in Forest City.
It's a destination place. It's the new Sammy's Restaurant and Pub of Dallas. It's time to go. 6-ounce filet mignons, $21.99. 8-ounce filet mignon, $26.99. And big 14-ounce ribeyes are $21.99. Plus chicken wings all day, every day. And every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday with classic margaritas for $5. Corona or Corona Light, $3. Patron Silver is $7. And enjoy Sammy's Brunch each and every Sunday. Sammy's Restaurant and Pub of Dallas, 130 West Trade Street in Dallas. Call 704-215-7461. Like them on Facebook, too.
It's time to play at the Green Meadows Golf Course on Kelly Road in Mount Holly. Play and ride Monday through Friday for $25. Weekends just $30. Seniors ride and play Monday through Friday for $20. And every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Ladies play and ride for just $15. So make your tee time now by calling the Green Meadows Golf Course, 704-827-9264. Green Meadows Golf Course, 957 Kelly Road in Mount Holly.
For years, Hicks Go Forth at Car Fair Auto Sales on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia has been providing our area with the finest in late model cars, trucks, and vans. And at Car Fair Auto Sales in Gastonia, they feature on-the-lot financing. Come talk with Hicks about your next vehicle purchase. They're open Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, Saturdays 8 till 2. Call 704-865-8024. Car Fair Auto Sales, 1320 on the Bessemer City Road in Gastonia. It's time to go picking. No, not that kind of picking. I mean picking at Gaston Pickers in Gastonia. Gaston Pickers has now reopened, and they are now open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 a.m. till 6 p.m., Sunday afternoons from 1 till 5. Come check it all out. 28,000 square feet of vendors with antiques, collectibles, furniture, and more. And vendor space is available by calling 704-852-7055. Check out some of their booths at whatsupshopper.com and online at gastonpickers.net. Like them on Facebook too. Gaston Pickers, 503 Long Avenue in Gastonia, or exit 19 off I-85.
And we're back with Kevin, Hunter, and Terry. I don't know where Tom's at.
Tom, I think it just stepped out to get something in his car.
He went.
walked out.
He went to get his. See, Tom is secretly a member of the LaMelo Ball fan club. He actually not even of LaMelo. He's a fan of the Big Baller brand. Tom
Triple
is
B.
a LaMelo, LiAngelo, LeVar. He just likes the ball.
He probably went out there to change shirts and come back in with a Clemson shirt
with
on.
a Big Baller shirt on.
Big Baller.
Yeah.
Well, I will say this though about LeVar. Not many people at one time could say they had 3 sons on an NBA roster.
I agree.
Even when LiAngelo was with the Pistons for like a weekend.
Right, and I got something to say about that too. Keep going.
Even when they did that, he did that, and he's done a lot. I know a lot of it is his mouth half the time, and he's turned himself into more of an icon than his sons. But you know what? He did it.
So Terry, can a quarterback be drafted in the first round if he can't throw the ball?
Pretty much no.
Do running backs get drafted if they aren't fast?
Yeah, pretty much no.
Do wide receivers get drafted in the first round if they can't catch?
Pretty much no.
Do baseball players get drafted? Pitchers get drafted if they can't break 80?
No.
So like, basketball is weird to me. It's the weirdest sport in the fact that we will draft and put people on our roster based on things like he's 6'7". That's it. Other than that, he's 6'7".
Wasn't that every big man ever that just could hardly move?
So the NBA,
they look at you in high school. You are like 6'5", and they're like, you should play basketball.
In every sport, you have to be skilled to go in the first round. At pretty much all around skilled. Like he's a complete tackle. He's a complete wide receiver. He's a complete pitcher or whatever. In your first round,
hold on.
You're a shortstop.
Didn't he say he was done with this? Weren't we moving on?
No, we are here in a minute.
LeVar said that he needs to be benched. That he needs to be starting. After going no points and 1 for 10, LeVar called the Charlotte Hornets
My
coach.
whole deal.
He's to start. But what I'm saying is that in basketball, it's weird to me because what Hunter brought up was the fact that it's how good his dad did getting 3 NBA sons. What's weird to me is, yes, that's neat. But at one point, by getting 3 NBA sons into the NBA, could he have taught one of them
how to shoot
a basketball?
Yeah. No.
That is what is amazing to me.
Yeah.
You got 3 people in the NBA, and none of them can shoot. And none of them are
Lonzo
7
can
foot.
now.
Like a
You're not 7 foot, and you can't shoot. And I got 3 of you dudes in the NBA.
Lonzo can now.
How?
But like I said, it's year 4. And
What
he's
a
actually
sport.
It's year 4 for Lonzo. He's actually been around NBA coaches to develop him instead of playing on his daddy's AAU team. So might help with LaMelo in a
the
few years.
only problem I ever had when we come in here way back, and they asked me who would I take, and I even took Cleveland's man Okora because I knew
I remember you saying Okoro.
the guy could play defense. Charlotte got a guy who cannot score. Okay, so he makes a great pass. Okay, man. Okay, what's his average on assists? Maybe 2.
Highlight league.
Okay.
And how many is he going to
good
give up
job,
to the
buddy.
other team point
Yeah,
guard?
that's what I'm talking about because he can't play defense a lick.
That's going to be a lot.
The other night I did give him credit. I saw him get the ball stolen, try one of them low ball handling drills. He got it stolen, but he was able to steal it back, as soon as the guy stole it. So I was like, okay, that's a plus. But the other stuff he did was terrible. But where Okora is playing for Cleveland, and he's doing a lot of things.
Had double digits.
Exactly. There's what I'm saying. Come
the 4
on.
pick, 5 pick, 6.
I
7,
could be
8,
the
9.
GM
Yep.
with Charlotte and do better than what he's doing.
I said I wanted Avdia, and he was picked 9th by you guys, and he's starting.
Yeah.
All right, NFL time. We got tanking gone wrong. Jets win a ball game.
Yeah. Wow.
We've
What
got
idiots.
so Jaguars for the 1 spot. The Cowboys messed around and won 2. Terry, you went from the 4th pick to the 9th pick.
We went from 4th to 2nd in the league.
Panthers, I don't know what that means. Panthers have jumped now into the 4th pick.
And
so
guess
now we're
what?
going to talk about them.
And the Panthers
drafting a quarterback.
should lose this weekend. They should.
Who?
Just so they
Well,
can try.
McCaffrey's not
The
playing.
Panthers should
That's
lose
not
this
what's going
weekend.
to happen. You need them to lose
I know. That's what I'm
because
saying.
hold up, Cowboys are knocking on the door again.
No.
They're 4 and 9.
Who?
5 and 9.
5 and 9. Excuse me. Excuse me. 5 and 9.
Cowboys, Browns
No,
have won.
yeah,
but that's
Browns
what
have won
Let me
twice
put it
as
to you
many
like
games.
this, Tom. If
Twice
Washington
as many
loses
games.
to the Panthers tomorrow and the Cowboys beat them Eagles, we are tied, and next week means everything.
Cleveland has a perfect record against the NFC East.
Yeah.
How nice.
We're the NFC's champs. Speaking of that, who's playing quarterback for you guys this week?
Dwayne.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's an L.
He had his moment in
L.
the strip club too this week.
Yes.
God, he made a lot of noise, didn't he? He is.
Who's the
He is
backup?
play. Huh?
Who's the backup this
We
week?
signed whoever that Taylor Heineke guy is that used to be with Ron Rivera, is like the third string in Carolina.
Yeah. You should have kept McCoy.
Maybe.
Well, maybe
For
maybe.
nothing.
Listen, I'll say
Could've
this:
kept him for
I
nothing.
wanted us to lose throughout the rest of the season. I really did, because at the same time, I said we've got talent all over the board. Only problem is we don't have a quarterback, and I know what Alex Smith can do for us, but he's not getting us over that hump. At this point, though, now that we're winning, I'm like, well, let's just go ahead and make the stupid playoffs in, huh? Let's just do it, okay? Let's do it.
Well, you can't get the one pick, so you might as
That's what I'm
well.
saying. Lose a meaningless first-round game for us, and just sit there like what do we have? The 16th, 17th pick after that?
They'll
get-
Because of
19th
that?
right
This is
now.
your.
Wow.
This is everything for y'all. Y'all got to beat Carolina, because to me, if you don't beat Carolina, you're not beating the Eagles in Philadelphia. You're not going there winning.
I think we can if Alex Smith is back. I think we can because the problem is with Dwayne. I gave Dwayne so many chances, but if he's going to keep just running around at strip clubs, then I really am. I'm done with him.
Do you think
Because
you're
to
going?
me-
Washington Redskins are going into Philadelphia, going to beat them in Philly on the last game of the year?
Did we not
no
beat them?
No, but the Maryland
way.
football team might. But
Dang
the Washington
right.
Redskins ain't.
Yeah,
Dang right.
Them Redskins. That's
Maryland-
not going to happen.
Maryland
We
football
beat Philadelphia first game of the season.
Yeah,
we're
you
not
did.
we're not scared of Philadelphia, and we beat
27-17.
y'all
Oh.
twice, so we ain't scared of y'all either. The point
And
is,
then y'all might not even make the playoffs.
in the grand scheme of things, it is a better thing if Carolina lays over this weekend and just admits or commits to we're going to have a top 5 pick. Winning this game this week, what does this do for us? It takes us out of a top 5 pick. If we love a quarterback right there, if we don't want to stick with Teddy going forward, if we love a quarterback, then we can't get it.
The only reason why Terry's talking about the Panthers beating y'all is because
he
needs
wants
him.
No, that's not
he
the point.
needs that.
He
No,
needs
the
that.
point I made was a couple of weeks ago. What you're saying now?
None of us- all right.
When Dallas should have lost to Cincinnati.
Raise your hand.
And he,
Right
And
here.
they
None
didn't.
of us are Panthers fans. Can
That's
we
your
not
left
all
hand.
sit here and agree? I said just raise a hand. I didn't say
I
raise
mean,
your right hand.
when you
I
walked
just said
in
raise a
that
hand.
week,
I know.
I
when
just-
Dallas played Cincinnati, you knew the game because Cincinnati did not want to win.
We
They
are
fumbled
Panthers
3 times.
affiliates. We are Panthers affiliates. Raise your hand if you think, in the best interest of the Carolina Panthers, they should just lose this game this
They're
weekend.
gonna- they're
'Cause
gonna
what
They're
lose.
did-
not.
what did
They're
they?
going
What
to
did
come
they
out and play
gain?
their
They're gonna
best
lose.
game.
They're going to lose.
What did they
Terry.
gain by
Panthers
winning?
going to come out and play their best game.
What he knows that a Washington victory officially eliminates the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay.
So that's why he's saying all this nonsense.
But who
That's
you
why
got, who
all
have
this
you got at
nonsense-
quarterback?
He's acting
Who
like
do they have at
the
quarterback?
He's acting like the Eagles are.
Tom.
Oh, you're not going to go into Philadelphia and beat the 5-9 Eagles.
They're
You're
4-8.
right.
They're 4-8-1.
Oh man, 4-8-1.
Tom or Terry, need I
4-8-1.
remind you, Washington played the Panthers last year at home against the Panthers, so they were in Charlotte, and they beat the Panthers without Ron Rivera. They beat Ron Rivera. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, actually.
Okay.
Got Ron
He
Rivera
won't go
fired.
in there and beat the Eagles.
So,
That's what
I'm
they
just
will not.
saying,
Oh, my God.
you're
They
Mr.
will not.
History here. The last time these two teams played, Washington won.
So Washington is the Panthers play the Saints next week. So let's talk about them. Like I said, we're our affiliate. So let's break down what they're doing. This week they fired their longtime GM Marty Herney from a lot of fanfare. A lot of people do not like or don't like his moves.
Never liked him.
A lot of people like him as a person, but didn't like his moves. But looking at it this week, they are sitting in the 4 spot, Hunter. They've got Bridgewater on a 3-year deal. McCaffrey ain't going. He's not going to play.
he's not playing. I don't think for us either.
He wants to play. He's just,
I think he wants. Yeah, I
Shut
think
him
he wants to
down.
play, but they don't. They're just
Shut him
like
down.
no. But whatever that. Either way, if they're sitting in the 4 spot come draft time, what are the Carolina Panthers doing? And second-year coaches Matt Rule, he's got a 7-year deal, and we knew at some point he would try to get his quarterback. Is this the opportunity and the chance to do that, or do you hang on to Teddy and
Depends
try
on
to
how.
go to the
Depends on
playoffs
if you
next
fall
year?
in love with one coming out.
Also, with that an idea, let's say you're sitting at 4 and you don't want Fields or one of the other guys there. Would you consider, and would the Jacksonville or whoever consider a Christian McCaffrey trade
No.
for the number 4 McCaffrey for the 1 pick?
They
That's not
wouldn't.
gonna
And
happen.
the problem is the
No
running
way.
back is nowhere near what the quarterback is worth. And if Trevor Lawrence is everything that people
No way on
believe he's
Jacksonville
going to
or
be.
Carolina's
there.
part.
There's no way
Oh,
Carolina.
no.
Carolina's
Carolina
part.
can offer it all they want, but there's no
No
way
way they gonna
Jacksonville
do it.
takes
So
it.
you're
There's no
Jacksonville.
way.
You wouldn't take the 4 pick and
No,
McCaffrey.
you haven't had the quarterback situation figured out since you had what was the second or third pick, and you took Blake
what if you
Bortles, and you screwed
What
that
if you
up.
secretly like Fields better than Lawrence?
Look, that's your choice.
I don't think anybody really. feels
If you
that way
like
right
that,
now.
then you could just sit there
Is
and say
Fields the
we're
number
just
2
going to take.
quarterback now? I mean, you guys.
You might make an argument for the kid from BYU. Is Mac Jones coming out too?
Listen, there could be 5 quarterbacks
Yeah.
taken in this first round. There could be Lawrence, Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. People love, but I just haven't seen enough of him, and I've seen what Carson Wentz is doing right now, and I'm like, do you really want to take a chance? Fields, Zach Wilson, Mac Jones actually could be 6 because Kyle Trask could come out too if he wants.
Fields is no better than Jalen Hurts. He'll be a second-round pick.
All right, let's go this.
What you are?
Let's go.
Terry, I gotta get you off his crack, man. Gosh.
No.
Let's go down the order real quick. Here's the draft order. You tell me quarterback, no quarterback, okay? Jacksonville.
That's quarterback.
Jets at 2.
Maybe. I don't know what they're doing with Darnold. We could trade for him.
Bengals-
Washington could trade for him.
Bengals
No.
at 3.
No.
If Burrow's able to come back,
He is. He's walking
He
this
walked
week.
yesterday.
He walked this
He's
week.
there.
But
He's
still-
there, man.
He may
Probably
never.
not.
Carolina at 4.
Ryan Finley at least won a game, so
Panthers at 4.
They're not.
they could.
Got Bridgewater. You're
They
not
could.
going to go
Yeah,
get
well,
they
yeah.
could.
Bridgewater is Alex Smith. That's exactly what it is. You know what he's going to do for you, but he's not going to go out there and win you games.
Falcons at 5.
He was undefeated as the
That's
New
what
Orleans
I'm
quarterback.
He's got a winning record in his career.
What?
Tom,
Hunter, he was undefeated. You said he wasn't going to go out and win you games.
listen
He's
to me.
better
Listen to
than
me.
any
I'm
college
listening.
guy coming out except for Lawrence.
Listen to me. Alex Smith can win me games. Does it get me to the promised land? No.
Okay, well, that's not what you said. You said win games.
Oh.
He's
Well,
not going to
last
win
time
games.
I checked, what, they only got 4 wins this year,
They're-
huh?
Well, they got nothing this year. They
Teddy's-
got
Then
nothing
that,
this year.
Teddy's
you said he
3
went
and 10.
He said he went 5-0 with the
He
Saints
did.
last year.
He's 3 and
What?
10 this year.
did.
He's
Saint
25
roster
and
to
22
roster,
overall.
which team is better?
There you go.
Roster to
25
roster,
and
which team is
22.
better?
New Orleans is much
Exactly.
better.
All right.
Even Taysom Hill was winning.
With the 6th
He went
pick,
4-1.
all right. With the 6th
Bridgewater
pick,
was 5-0.
Miami's not picking a quarterback.
No, Miami's not going quarterback.
Philadelphia at 7.
Possibly.
Possibly.
No.
If
With
Jalen
Wentz,
Hurts,
Philadelphia's
on the
not
roster.
going no quarterback when you got
Not,
two.
not unless they unload Wentz and nobody
that's what I'm
wants that
saying. If they
contract.
unload Wentz and they're really not
but who
sold on
wants that
Jalen
Wentz
contract?
is going
Who wants that
nowhere.
contract?
Dallas,
Who wants that
Dallas
contract?
at 8.
Nobody
Dallas wants that contract.
Dallas would like to have a quarterback. Then we don't have to worry about Dak, but that's not going to happen. Right now, we're going to stay with Dak.
You think they're going to re-sign him for $40 million?
No,
if y'all
they're
do
gonna
that, you might as well
franchise him.
sign the
They're
next
going to
5
do him
years.
in 1 year.
They're gonna
I'm
franchise
telling
him
you,
for
it's going to be
$40
1
million.
year.
You can't pay somebody that much money.
Well, it's
No
going to
matter
be
who it
1
is.
year, and let's see what happens. That's what
Chargers aren't. What about the Giants at 10?
No.
Lions at 11?
Yes.
No.
Possibly.
No.
Because I think Matt Stafford
Why was
forced
the
his
Lions
hand.
up? Stafford's like 32 years old.
Not just
I
that, I
don't
think
care.
Matt Stafford's about to force his hand.
Mm.
They
think
have
he's gonna
wasted
ask for a trade?
Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
Denver
Good
at 13.
Yes, they need somebody.
Okay.
If I was Denver, I'd call Detroit right now.
Minnesota 14.
Yeah.
No, they are
Chicago 16.
Good. No, they're good.
Now,
Uh-huh.
What?
Chicago could
So
if they
who's their
need to.
quarterback next year moving forward? Who's their quarterback in
yeah,
the
but
future?
what? I think what Terry's saying is that at 16,
Yeah, you're
are
not.
you drafting a quarterback, or are you going to help
I
your
just
team?
told you there's 6 coming
Now,
out.
What
so.
what they're doing?
You ain't gonna have that many draft no first round.
We talked about this Wednesday. Hunter and Terry.
Depends on how desperate you are for a quarterback.
Hunter and Terry. Is this the end of Cam Newton's career, or is he starting next year somewhere?
Cam, no, he
Terry
won't.
says he's
He
done.
won't retire because he said he doesn't want to go out this way. He said
That's
in an
not his
interview.
choice.
Listen,
Yeah.
Not in New
I don't
England.
wanna go
it's
out this
not.
way.
now
He'll be
listen,
somewhere else.
It is
But
his
where-
choice.
but
It
where would
is
he
his-
be?
It is his choice if he retires. That's what I'm saying. He's not going to retire, so it's not the end of Cam Newton. It might be the end of him in New England, but it's not the
He'll
end
do a
of Cam.
Jameis Winston type deal. Somebody will give him a.
He might go play
I'm
this
gonna tell you
year.
what's going to hurt this young man, and he's seen it. He fumbled earlier in the year, and I think they was playing Buffalo. They was getting ready to drive to kick.
Yeah, to kick it and win it. He fumbles
win
and
the
they
game
lost.
against Buffalo. And then last week in the first half, he's running, tries to stiff arm a guy, and drops the ball on the inside of the line where Miami picks it up.
Well, you remember
and
what
runs
lost
it back
him?
for a touchdown.
You remember what lost him the Super Bowl?
You know, those are things that
He fumbled.
Belichick is not going to have on his team.
But name
So
a
he
name
does-
a team. Name one team that's going to say we'll bring in Cam Newton.
Well, that's the problem. Nobody is.
For $1 million,
New
like a Jameis
England.
Winston deal.
They
Somebody
could
sign
that.
for a backup.
They could do
yeah,
that.
That's what
He's got to. He's got
Yeah,
to
but
swallow
he's got to
his
say he's
pride.
going to be the backup.
Yeah, he's
That's-
got to swallow
that's
his
the
pride.
issue.
Yeah, he
I
thinks
think he will after
He's already said this
I
year.
tell
he
you,
won't be
I
the
tell you
backup.
who would probably pull in anybody,
He'll
and
be in
that's
the
John
booth.
Elway.
He'll
Yeah.
be calling games.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
John Elway and the Denver Broncos are going to pick up the phone and call
Does
anybody.
Chicago
think?
kick? Does Chicago kick the tires? Does Denver do it?
It has nothing to do with the fact that I don't think Drew Lock can play it. It comes down to the point where
I think
he
it
has
says-
done. He
I think
did
it
that
says
with
everything.
Peyton. Then he tried to draft a quarterback, and it didn't work out. So what did he do? He went out and signed Joe Flacco. He went out and actually, I think he traded for Joe Flacco.
No,
and then
I think Flacco's free agent.
was he a free agent?
I'm not sure.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, regardless, John Elway has shown that he is not scared to go out and just get a quarterback, whether it's a draft or if he cast a trade or just sign somebody. Like, he's shown he's not, because he's trying to just win. You know, he's just so competitive. So would it surprise me if John Elway picked up the phone and said, I don't really love any of these quarterbacks, and where we're picking right now, we can get someone better. Let's see if we can't get Stafford out of Detroit. Let's see if we can't get one of these quarterbacks that still has something in the tank, but the organization they're with is just so bad, it's just a waste. Could I see him doing that? Absolutely. Cam, could he think he could revitalize Cam, or at least just bringing him to the quarterback room? I throw nothing past what John Elway would do.
I think what says the most about Cam is that Ron Rivera traded a 5th-round draft pick for his backup.
Sure did.
And then this year, and we're during this whole conversation we just had, not one of you said, well, why wouldn't he just go to Washington? Because they need a quarterback.
We're probably
You
gonna
can't
draft
keep
one.
anybody healthy. We might draft one. It's Ron's old guy, and there ain't nobody saying, hey, he's going
No,
there.
he's not going.
So
he's not going.
he's got, Terry, looking at the stats this year, was it Haskins is, I think, 1 touchdown less than he has
Yeah,
this
and
year.
Haskins has only started like 2 games.
He's got 6 touchdowns on the year. At 36th in touchdown passes.
Sometimes I think you are a player, and he knows he has to be expertise to be playing with New England. I think he's put so much pressure on himself not to make mistakes that he's making them. You know, and he knows that.
Yeah,
Of all the things, I just think
it's
he's got so much
self-imposed.
pressure on him. Yeah,
This year,
Because he waited, he saw how long it took for him to get a job.
Yes.
So he's trying really hard.
this year, he's ranked 36th in touchdown passes. There's
There are
32 teams.
starting
Yeah.
quarterbacks.
Joe Flacco has more touchdowns than Cam Newton this year.
see.
Everybody hates Joe Flacco. He's got more Super Bowls. He's got more touchdowns. He just keeps winning. Here's who's got the same number of touchdowns. Dwayne Haskins and Jalen Hurts both have the same number of touchdowns as Cam does, and he started 13 games.
Jalen Hurts started 3.
And Dwayne's only started 3 or 4.
Yeah. So in the same number of, basically they've passed it the same number of times. So they're playing as bad as Cam Newton. But their touchdowns added together will be 10-6.
And one's a rookie, and one
Cam's-
guy's only in his second year.
Cam's 5
Yeah.
touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Here's everybody who's
And
got more
Cam's
touchdowns.
ex-MVP.
Sam Darnold, Joe Flacco, Garoppolo, Daniel Jones, Tua, Dak, Foles, Dalton, Mullins,
Even
Fitzpatrick,
Dak, and Dak's been
Burrow,
hurt
Drew
since like
Lock.
week 4.
Trubisky, Bridgewater, and everyone else in the NFL has more touchdowns than Cam Newton this year.
I could see New
I
England
would
falling
hate-
in love with Zach Wilson.
Taysom Hill has 4.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I would hate to see you go back and see how many touchdown passes that Dak is ahead of a lot of starters who have started every game.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah, he had a lot.
You know,
He did
Ahead
have a
of
lot.
Dak had 9 in 5 games. He's got more than Tua, Daniel Jones, Garoppolo, Flacco, Cam
that's
Newton,
what I'm saying.
Alex
I mean,
Smith,
Garoppolo,
Taysom Hill, Kyle
yeah,
Allen.
they all didn't really.
But
they all
Taysom
haven't
Hill,
played a
Kyle
full
Allen's got
season.
4 touchdown passes this year, and Cam's got 5.
They're talking about Garoppolo to Tampa Bay.
All right, let's pick some teams
To be the next
games this weekend. All right, Hunter has to get an extra one, right?
I do.
Yes.
Yes, I was.
All
I
right,
was
Hunter.
gypped.
Bucks favored by 9.5 at the Lions,
At the Lions, yes. Bucks cover.
and they cover.
Yes,
Win
I'm
and
gonna
cover.
take the Bucks.
All right, Hunter, I'll start 2 with you. 49ers at Cardinals.
Ooh,
Arizona's favored by 5.5, and they would pretty much clinch playoff spot if they get in.
yeah. You know what? As crazy as I like to, when you get to these weeks, I look at it and say, well who
What are you
needs this
playing
game
for?
more? What are you playing for? Who needs this more? I think Arizona wins this game.
All right.
I like
Bad
Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers.
Bad
I think anybody can beat anybody in that division.
He just doesn't want Arizona to get in because that was my sweetheart pick.
Bad pick.
Even though you picked against them,
Hey.
but they won last week.
Arizona
All right, Tommy.
Arizona needs it more.
The Miami Dolphins trying to get in the playoffs with Tua and Fitzmagic, whatever that is. They're in Vegas. Vegas is still alive, barely alive.
They play good defense.
Miami's favored by 3. The problem is I picked Miami in the regular season. It's once we get the playoffs, man, it's rookie quarterbacks don't fare too well. But they're in Vegas this week trying to clinch.
Miami just plays good defense. They're going on the road. Mariota's playing for the Raiders. They had a pretty good game. I don't know. There's something about this Miami team. They just keep winning. I'm going with Miami.
Tommy
Bad pick.
picks
Bad
the
pick,
Dolphins.
Bad
Even though I
In
need them
Vegas.
to lose. I really do need them to lose. But if they drop out, Baltimore might get in. I don't see them in the playoffs.
Now those are today's games. So Bucks and
That's a
Lions
Saturday.
at 1.
That's right. We got Saturday
Nope.
games.
Listen, I love Saturday football once college quits their mess. I can watch NFL 2 straight days. Bucks and Lions at 1, 49ers and Cardinals at 4:30, and tonight Dolphins and Raiders.
I wish it was a better game, but
I don't know. It might be a good game. Miami does play
Those
good
are on
defense. They
NFL
play good
Network.
defense.
So you might not even be able to watch them if you don't have
I'm gonna
have
stream.
cable. Prime Video is one of them.
Okay, never mind. I can watch it.
49ers and Cardinals is on Prime.
All right, well.
All right, Falcons and Chiefs, Terry.
My goodness. Chiefs.
Chiefs favored by 10.5.
Yeah, probably win by 20.
All right, Hunter. Browns
Mm-hmm.
at the Jets. Jets can play to win now. Better be fair.
That's right.
Browns, y'all better close it out.
Browns are 1 game from first and 1 game from out of the playoffs.
So you better win.
Crowded
Is
field.
that not
Yeah, you
ridiculous?
better win this
Better
one,
win.
Browns.
Win.
With 10 wins, we're 1 game out of first and 1 game out of the playoffs, and the Cowboys have a
listen,
chance at 5-9.
Even when the Jets win, they lose. So
Yeah, rebuilding
You
since
better win.
1964.
Cleveland better close it out.
Rebuilding since 1996, Terry. They both started in the 1900s. That ain't good. Colts at Steelers. Tommy, Indianapolis favored by 2.5 in Pittsburgh. Steelers lost 3 straight games.
On the road, Phillip Rivers is playing pretty well. Pittsburgh's in disarray. Big Ben looks like he's about as old as the clock over there in England. Let's go with the Colts.
Well, that's a
That's
loss.
a bad pick.
Yeah.
I I got Phillip Rivers for 4
Oh, that's
interceptions.
right. I'm
this
even
weekend.
writing down the wrong team.
Tom,
I
I
can't
got
believe
you.
he's picking against Phillip
That's
Rivers.
a good pick.
All right, Terry.
He took the Colts.
Yeah.
Took the Colts.
You little lordy.
Pittsburgh's in disarray.
Okay.
Terry.
Disarray.
Mitchell Trubisky is in Jacksonville. Who's starting for Jacksonville?
Garner's back.
Is Gardner back?
Uh-huh.
Minshew in Jacksonville.
You
Does
want to
he-
know why?
Does he ruin the
Garner's
number 1
back?
pick?
You want to know why Gardner's back?
Why?
Because Garner is a fan favorite and the fans want him.
Well, he's about to mess
No.
up the number 1 pick when he
Chicago.
beats Chicago.
No, Chicago
No, the
wins.
Bears win.
Bears
that.
defense will be too much.
Y'all be careful.
I like Garner,
Gardner don't want to lose.
He doesn't
He
because
don't wanna
then he
lose the
loses
game.
his job.
Right, he's losing his job. If he wins and they pick second and third, he's still got a chance next year.
Yeah.
He can beat out Fields. They'll give it to Lawrence.
I like Garner though. I feel like they have not.
Hey,
done him
what
a
about
service.
Minshew Mania in Washington?
Shit, I'll take it.
That might work.
Come on. Okay. bring the jorts.
All right, Tom. Who's next? Is it Tom?
It's Tom. No, it's Hunter.
Hunter. Giants at Ravens. Ravens favored by 10.5.
Oh yeah. Well, Daniel Jones is still out, probably with a hamstring. I'm taking the Ravens. Sorry,
Good
Tom.
pick.
Might ruin
Good
your
pick.
guys' parade.
Yep.
That's a good pick.
Well, that's a real tough one.
Tom, Bengals and Texans.
The Bengals and the Texans.
Texans are favored by a
Man, the
touchdown.
Bengals looked like they were revamped, looked pretty good, beating Terry's Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
But I don't think they can do it twice.
They can beat the Steelers, but can't handle the Texans.
No, I think the Texans are going to get the win. Watson's
Yeah,
played
but
pretty well.
in this game, who really benefits from a win? They just both lose.
Texans. They have a W outside their name.
Terry, Broncos and Chargers. Chargers favored by 3.
I'm taking the Chargers. They playing at home. That's the only reason I'm taking them.
All right, Hunter. Eagles and Cowboys.
Yeah.
From the Who Cares department.
I'm sure.
Go ahead, Hunter, because we're going to be tied with y'all after this week.
Sorry, Terry. That's not going to happen. I'm taking the Eagles.
Not so fast, Terry.
There's a bad pick.
Tom.
Jalen hurts your feelings.
Carolina Panthers in Washington.
I'm going with the Fighting Riveras. I think they get a win.
The Fighting
Where
Riveras.
you going with the Panthers?
Great pick.
Going with the Panthers.
In
Excellent
the Panther Bowl,
pick.
I think Washington's going to win that division. I think Ron Rivera. A lot of people didn't like him in Charlotte. I think he's a good guy and he's a good coach. I think he's
Bad pick.
Yeah.
Terry, Rams at Seahawks.
Ooh.
Seahawks
Rams,
favored by
that's-
1.
I'm going with the Seahawks.
I guess the Rams who just got beat by the Jets.
That's okay. They'll bounce back this week.
Rams are my first team to lose in the playoffs if you get beat by the Jets. I mean, what are you doing?
Jets just end the season.
Hunter, Titans and Packers.
Is this in Tennessee?
Green Bay.
I'm still taking the Titans.
And it's only 28 degrees in Green Bay right now.
You're taking the Titans.
I'm taking the Titans.
No,
That's the one I'm out on a limb with because I
You're
saw
right.
Tampa
Would
Bay.
you want to tackle Derrick Henry
That's
when
what
it's
I'm saying.
28 degrees?
I saw Tampa
Not
Bay
me.
in Tampa Bay run for like almost 250 yards
Hunter.
on the Packers.
Would Tennessee be a good landing spot for Cam as backup, and then they could run him in the red zone
Yeah, I
with
think
Derrick
it would.
Henry?
Yeah.
Like
yeah,
they- like the Saints
if you
do
want to
Taysom
have
Hill.
like a Jalen Hurts, Taysom Hill type package, absolutely. But
You know-
Ryan Tannehill is top 10 quarterback.
You know what's
so.
brilliant about
Think
that?
about that option, Cam and Derrick Henry.
If you're
run
going to
that
pay a guy $10 million, you might as well get some use out of him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would. I don't see. I agree with that. I know it's kind of when they have those packages come in, it's kind of a blaring red flag. Like, oh, they're gonna run the ball probably, but hey, you still gotta stop him.
I mean, Cam can throw it 70 yards, he's just not where he
Yeah.
wants it to. But.
Yeah, just not to one of his own players. Yeah.
All right, are we even on the picks? You guys were worried about that, apparently.
Who
cares?
I know, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we're good.
But we
All
have
right,
one
since Hunter
last
wasn't here
pick.
last week, I'll give you one more to miss.
There you go, Hunter.
I like it.
Bills at Patriots.
I ain't missing that. This is Buffalo. Buffalo closes it out. Well, they already clinched it, but they win this game.
All right, here's your playoff standings. Kansas City's the 1 seed right now. Buffalo 2, Pittsburgh 3, Tennessee 4, Cleveland 5, Colts 6, and Dolphins 7. That means Miami would start in Buffalo, Cleveland and Tennessee, and the Colts in
and
Pittsburgh.
Kevin, just tell Zach I'm still waiting for his apology, and all of Buffalo is too.
Okay. Arizona would start in New Orleans. Tampa would start in Seattle, and Rams in Washington. All right, let's take a quick break. Finish up the show in just a minute, JP. We'll come back. A few comments on college basketball, more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Wouldn't it be nice if you could go look at a new car or truck and you didn't have to worry about getting caught up in those games that waste half your day? Well, Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram in Forest City is different because we're fast, easy, and transparent. We have over 300 new and used vehicles on the ground with clear choice pricing and the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and a free lifetime warranty on every new car. You better believe Friendship Nissan and Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is different, and you can find us in Forest City.
Unlock rebates of up to $1,700 with KitchenAid appliances from Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Or bring home innovation and receive up to $2,000 in rebates when you purchase select GE Profile appliance packages. Now those are 2 great deals. Tired of shopping? Then relax with your new Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress set. Buy now and save up to $500. See Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center, 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Family owned and operated since 1977. Online at HendrickAppliance.com and see their page at WhatsAppShopper.com. Sure, you can find a great pre-owned vehicle at TCS Tire and Auto in Cherryville, but that's not even the half of it. Justin Jenkins invites you to see them for all of your automotive repair needs, from a tune-up to an oil change to brake work and more. And they are North Carolina Inspection Station. And be sure to check with them on tires. They got a great selection at great price. So if you're needing automotive repair, see Justin today at TCS Tire and Auto, 1801 Lincoln and Highway 150 East in Cherryville. Call 704-435-1988 and like them on Facebook too.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Your Kubota dealer is Parker Farm Service, 126 Bessie Drive, off Highway 74 at Oak Grove Road, Kings Mountain. Every day is a special day at This and That Trading Post in Dallas. Like today, you'll find wireless charging power stands for $18, Google Home Hubs, $90, Honeywell surround heaters, $30, Christmas throws are $7. This and That Trading Post in Dallas has Hamilton Beach air fryers, $26.25. Paint-A-Barn sets for kids are $8.25. My Toy guitars, $10, and heavy-duty work lights are $15. All of this and much, much more at This and That Trading Post, 3856 Dallas High Shoals Road in Dallas, right across from the trade lot.
And we're back for our last segment of Saturday morning sports talk. Well, at least their last segment. Me, I'm just going to sit here and make them look pretty. So
No, thank you.
You're doing
All right.
JP.
You're doing a great
making
job.
us
JP.
look-
Wow.
I want to see JP's description of what his job is to do here when he tells other people. He's telling us we make it sound good, and now he makes us look pretty. I don't.
Are you hair and makeup?
I don't know.
I didn't think I was.
No, I'll call somebody else for that job.
Terry,
I'm the eye candy.
if you were, you're the eye candy. Jeez. Terry, if you were in Vegas and I wanted to come up and bet today, and you were the running the book, and I said I want to bet on LaMelo points, what would your over under be that you would give me?
Probably
10.
8.
8.
Mm-hmm.
For
I'm
today?
trying to find it. Tonight, they play the
8.
Thunder tonight.
Yeah, I'd go 8.
It what? Yeah.
And that's
He gets 6 or
probably
8.
a max for him. 8
I
to
was trying
10.
to find that actually that you bet on the players how many points they get. But
Oh, it's somewhere.
I know, right? It's
You
buried
didn't even do
somewhere.
that 30 years ago. You could bet on every play
Mhm. Don't forget our friendship.
when
So-
I was in Vegas.
So, real quick before we talk a little college basketball, I want to thank our sponsors as always: Friendship Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge,
Yeah,
Ram,
that's
and
right.
Friendship Nissan.
Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, 190 Oak Street Extension in Forest City, North Carolina. Give them a call, 828-919-3001. And Friendship Nissan, 156 Oak Street Extension, Forest City, North Carolina, 828-245-1661. Give our friends a call.
Tom, you got any idea if they're running any holiday or post-holiday deals right now?
I'm not, you could probably check the website. I'm sure it's on the online What's Up, and I know they ran a few ads, so I'm sure they've got something going on over there. Got a good selection. Got a buddy who's got a shop over there in Forest City, so I go help them out over
I'm
there.
just saying,
So
some
I see
people
they got
maybe,
some good stuff over there.
maybe they got their holiday bonuses in a little
That's
bit
it.
late. Maybe they need a little bit of a present for the missus or the mister. And hey,
Well, if you work for the
something
state,
down there.
if
sounds
you're a
pretty
teacher in North
good.
Carolina, you don't get a holiday bonus.
Yeah, well,
that don't
I-
exist.
I apologize. That's
Your holiday bonus is shut up. You got a job, boy.
Yes.
Back
Tom.
in that
Thanks
classroom,
for
boy.
ruining that segment. All right,
Yes.
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 You asked negative Nancy for some holiday cheer.
Listen, I'm sitting here trying to
Can't do
help
that.
promote business.
I'm saying promoting business, but don't say holiday bonus around two North Carolina teachers.
Yes.
Now this is Terry. This is up your alley. Free maintenance for a year with a new vehicle purchase right now at Friendship Chrysler Jeep Dodge.
That's cool.
Free
Look at
maintenance
that.
for 1 year on a car with your purchase. All right, Hunter. Terry, you had a message
Yeah.
Go
that you
ahead.
wanted to talk about to send to all the Tar Heel fans.
I'll
out
even
there.
mute myself.
There you go. That's what I'm saying. For all y'all Tar Heel fans, and I'm even Kelvin, I'm not on you as bad as the rest of them because you do speak to me. But most of these Carolina fans, when they lose to North Carolina State, their phones break. They either get lost, they left them out in the car, they left them with their wife and she took them by mistake, or something always happens, or they were outside and their phone was in the house. But the other night when State beat them, and I was trying to send out all kind of texts, Coach Alan Chapman, let me bring his name out
Gloating. Yes,
Yeah.
you were gloating.
Hunter Yancey, Kevin Hastings, all these Carolina fans. I never got even one reply back. I'm like, what happened?
Well, Terry, because
You know-
if you would text in decipherable English.
I do text in decipherable
No, I mean,
English.
it's like people look at it, it's like, what is he even trying to say?
Yeah.
He's still
Y'all
using pictures from a
no
flip
good
phone.
should quit, go Walmart and buy Christmas special or something like that. It's like, what does that even mean? What's he trying to say?
Well, Carolina threw all them guys in. And I've been saying when people's asked me, and even when before the season start on this program, I tried to tell people State's freshmen are pretty good. And this Brown kid that nobody never heard of all of a sudden lights Carolina up for 17, and he didn't even play the last 8 minutes of the game.
Fouled out.
No, he didn't.
Get hurt.
No, he was just
play.
over on the bench. he never got to play.
That's great coaching right
And
there.
then we had Sebron, we had Gibson, we had Hayes, and Carolina talks about, quote, love and all that. Well, they had their chances at the end of the game to tie it up and
Terry.
missed. And here's my deal with Carolina. Carolina has always had a guy who's going to knock that shot down. And we have come in here every week, and I said Carolina and Duke both do not have a go-to guy.
Terry.
You know, you can't feed Brooks all the time. You
I
can't feed.
understand why you get so happy and so jubilated whenever you get to see NC State beat North Carolina in basketball, because it's kind of like when those two planets just lined up and we kind of got to see the North Star that the
It
wise
only
men
happens
followed.
like
it
every now
happens
and then.
so rare.
Yeah.
I completely understand.
But
it.
you
know what? I'm
know,
gonna
Roy-
give you your moment.
Roy was having a heartbeat that he's never had on account of he's sitting there watching his team get blown off the court.
That right there is a Terryism. He's had a heartbeat that he's never had before.
Yeah.
What does that even mean, Terry? What does that even mean?
Terryism.
It's like nobody even
All
knows.
right.
That's why nobody
I got
responds to
I
your
got Terry.
text.
You done yet? So I can give some
Well,
stats for this
another
rivalry.
another thing, stat is when State you get to the end of the game
Rivalry.
and Carolina's making
what
this
it
great comeback, and you watch North Carolina State score 2 points in the last 6 minutes, and you still can't catch them. There's a problem.
All right, you done?
At Chapel Hill.
Are you done? Okay.
That's a rivalry. I didn't know that.
Yes. Is it a rivalry, Terry?
No, it's not a rivalry.
Okay.
In my books, it's never been a rivalry when Carolina is so far ahead of State.
All right. That's what I want to get
But
at.
see, here's
So-
what I keep talking about when people talk about, don't come in here, hey, buddy, we're ranked number 17. No, you're no good.
All right, Tom.
You are absolutely no good. It's the worst record Carolina's had
You're-
since 2010
you're
at
bel-
5-3.
You're belaboring the
5-3.
point.
5-3,
You're
Tom.
belaboring. I
They're
know.
worse than Ohio State.
You're
we would
belaboring.
drill Ohio State if we played them.
Okay. All right, Tom.
Okay, Terry.
All right. Let me give the final stats for it. All right. Here's State's all-time records against any opponents. The most. Who have you played the most in the State's history?
Probably Wake Forest.
You're right.
Yeah.
Only 2 more games more than North Carolina,
Yep.
but Wake Forest is the most. You guys have a winning record against them at 580. Okay. North Carolina, however, not even close. You're 58 and 114 against the Tar Heels.
So what happened Tuesday?
In fact, the Tar Heels are the worst. You have the worst record against them against any opponent in the history of NC State.
We probably do.
Against anyone else, that's the only team that's beat you more. Except when you get all the way down to 80th, and it's the East Tennessee State. You're 1-3 against them.
You know the reason of that?
Against everyone else, that's the worst winning percentage in NC State's history. Is 337.
These freshmen that State have in there, and they probably going to be there 3 or 4 years. So Carolina got to worry about it. If these guys stay around, and that's Sebron, Gibson, Brown, Hayes, those are all freshmen that played against Carolina the other night. If these guys stay around, and everybody's probably saying, "Whoa, I hope they go on to the NBA because we don't want to see this."
All right, Tom.
Carolina has no clue for them.
State and North Carolina have been playing since the teens, the 1910s. In that decade, we're going to go by decades. In that decade is the only decade the Wolfpack have ever beat the Tar Heels.
1910.
They were 2-0 against the Tar Heels in the teens.
We're not like Dallas and Washington, where Dallas has won every year.
For 100 years, the Tar Heels have won every decade against State. 1920, Tar Heels were 17-3. In the 30s, they were 16-6. In the 40s, you got close, 13-10 in the 40s. Tar Heels were 18-10 in the 50s, 18-4 in the 60s, 17-13 in the 70s. You had a good run there. Terry won a national championship there. In the 80s, Tar Heels were 18-7, 90s 15-7, 2000s, alts, however you want to say that, 16-5, the 2010s, 18-3, and now State is 1-2 against the Tar Heels right now, and still with a losing record.
Let me tell you where we messed up
in this decade.
because this is what
Where
Tom
you messed up? 1910.
Well, no, where we messed up It's what Tom always said. Give me that poster board paper when we finally say we got those boys. That would be in my locker room next time I
Terry,
play.
I've
like,
given
these
you-
men
I've
are
given
going to
you
play
10
y'all
minutes
boys.
too many.
All right, guys. All right, JP. We'll see you guys next week. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to everyone. It'll be next week. We'll have a New Year's
Thank God
party next week.
2020 is over.
Yeah, well.
Is it though, or is it just evolving?
See you guys next week. KDCBroadcasting.com.
The incredible man, I only do